picking up our voices.
Monday morning?
Hold on.
I'm pretty excited.
Why is it doing this? I gotta mute that.
I go back to my job on Monday and I'm not excited.
Well, I've been working for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no appointment. Well, they don't deny that. Like, it's still in the dispute phase where they'll make a decision and they still haven't decided.
That's bullshit.
So I've had no income for fucking 2 months. So,
Yeah, hold on, we're on, but I'm trying to figure out why it's picking up my mics even though I've muted them.
Oh, Popeyes.
Hold on. Why is it doing that?
You ready to eat a bunch of fucking Popeyes and talk about video games right after?
let's fucking
I'm
go!
gonna take a power nap during this podcast.
I wonder if it's using the, hold on, I think it's this. Let me look at the desktop audio. Mic starting. Device. Let's see if that, yep, there we go. We're going to start in about 5 minutes, everybody. 5 minutes. Hello in Radio Land. I hit record. All right. See if anybody's around. We can get the video started here in a minute.
Let's slam Red Bulls, eat Popeyes fast, and then drink some beer.
Yeah, and then we'll go. Then let's go live on the internet. Oh, look at that. Matteo, you got people here talking. Clearvis is here. Tape Flipper's here. Milwaukee Retro Gamers here. What is up? Is that Lil Man 464? What's up?
He's a Michigan native.
Michigander. We're just getting situated here. Dusty James Games. Your boy. What's up? We hear him. Give him to us, they say. We want Matteo. We hear him. We hear him.
You're in the middle.
You're in the middle, buddy.
How do I get in here?
You walk in then.
Oh,
Don't forget your notes.
my nuts.
Notes, nuts, whatevs.
I'm already train wrecking. Thanks, man.
We're just getting situated here, folks, for the big reveal.
This is right on the edge.
Oh, shit.
It's still good.
I didn't forget to record. I can't hear you guys because I'm bowling. Nice. What's his name? Kellen? Kalen.
Yes.
Yeah, he's bowling. We ready?
yeah,
Quality
he's-
cams, the quality claim
Quality
sale
claim sale.
from Garden City, Michigan, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
Not too far from us.
I'm gonna wait to drink this.
Yeah. All right.
You tried it? You already
Let's see what we got here. Give him to us, they say. We want Matteo. Let's see if I can get it going. Hold on. Let's see here. So I got to go over to. Oh, that's the Streamlabs. That's
Hello.
Another Michigander.
Hold on. Where are we at here?
Michigander.
I've seen.
Am I in the way with my?
No, you're
Oh,
good.
you're good.
All right.
I feel like I'm running.
I think you're cool. You're not in the way. You're never in the way. You're always exactly where you need to be.
Cool.
So I will give you some advice.
Yes.
The mic. This is the part that it picks up.
You can.
It's a directional mic. So yeah, do whatever you want with it. What's up, Matthew Jeffrey O'Clair, says Anthony Kuchera.
Hello.
So we're actually going to move this off, but hello, everybody.
Yes.
Let us know. Oh, look at this. Robbie has entered the chat. We'll be talking to him in a little bit.
Should be here. So.
But yeah, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and showing up. And we will be starting the show off here shortly. So, we ready? Are we ready?
Ready when you are.
Oh man, shit, I'm ready. All right. So let me get our song going here. Let's see here. Oops, wrong button. This. All right. One more. Make sure our levels are good. Everything's good. Pull you up here. That's good. And I want Robbie on camera. Yeah, good luck. We tried. He bailed. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't bail. All right. Welcome back to the Lost Joystick Network, episode 19. With me, as always, is my co-host, Jay.
Yo.
Jay, say hello.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest in studio today.
Da, 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 da.
Live.
Mike's weird.
What'd I do?
My mic is weird.
Oh, I thought you said Mike's weird. I was like, yeah, I am. But
yeah,
that's
you
fine.
are weird, but that's either way.
Direct from Wisconsin. The one and only
Home of the
Matteo
NBA
1989.
championship.
Yeah, home of the defending NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks.
That's right. We here.
Matteo,
Fear the Deer is in Michigan.
That's right.
We're ready for it now.
So we got.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. Let's see if we can.
You got some intro?
This is history in the making.
Whoa.
Something in me's awaken. I just wanna breathe and embrace it. Look up in the sky, you can see where I'm aiming. I never be denied. My destiny is awaiting. We don't stop.
The one and only Matteo 1989.
I got a theme song?
Matthew Jeffrey O'Clair.
Oh, this is wild.
We had to pull the intro music for the box.
This is wild. I'm gonna start crying.
You should.
Yeah. That's true.
You being here is history in the making.
I'm very excited to be here. When you had said, hey, do you want to do this? I'm like, well, I got to just drive in. I can't call. I have to not be a poser. It
was hilarious because I reached out to you, said, hey, let's get you on the show. And you were like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like planning for you to call in. So when you're just like, here's what I'm thinking. I'll take off half a Thursday. I'll drive in and we'll do the show. And then I'll hang out all day on Friday. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Let's do that. That sounds perfect. Like, Let's fucking go. Because I'm sitting here thinking it's just going to be, we'll call and that's fine, But yeah, the history made is that you have traveled the furthest to be on this show.
Yes.
Easily.
Yes. I, not to throw shade at any of the other guests, but I actually did it. So
keeps it real.
I gotta keep the title of doing it a little bit better than everyone else.
You gotta defend the championship, buddy.
We're trying.
But anyway, so yeah, welcome. And thanks for joining us. Usually we would start off by saying, how was your week? But I feel like we should get to know Matteo a little bit first.
Absolutely.
So I have just some general questions that I will come up with and ask, right? So
Put me on the spot here.
Yeah, no, they're not hard. Trust me. Ready?
Yes.
All right. What is your favorite Pokemon?
Gengar.
Gengar is your favorite Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay. What about like Mega Gengar? Are you cool with him, or are you like regular Gengar?
Just regular old Gengar.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know about the megas and the this and the that.
Yeah. The problem I have with Gengar is that his shiny is exactly the same as him. And that sucks.
Although I am getting into Poltegeist. I'm turning into a Poltegeist fan.
Yeah, you like the ghost types? Is that you?
I like the spooky Pokemon.
Yeah.
I like the spooky boys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You like the spooky boys? Are you a big Miss Maggius fan? Not really?
I don't know that one.
Okay. You know Miss Drevis?
I don't know that one.
Okay, cool. So we'll just say Gengar, everybody.
Yeah, Gengar it is.
That theme sounded like Matteo just walked into a 90s wrestling ring. He kind of did. So yeah. Okay. So Jay, do you have any questions for Matteo?
Of course.
Go.
This mic is weird.
Yeah, well.
I'm trying to figure out like the angle. Like I sound like I'm like way off in the distance. Like I should be like, security.
Yeah, you do kind of.
I do. Hello.
There you go.
I just ate the mic.
Yes, I guess so. Or move it closer up. Like get more of the things. I'll get you more. You do the thing.
I could just lean in.
You do the thing.
Hello.
That's what we're shooting for.
That's so. All right. Favorite heavy metal band, 1980s.
Favorite heavy metal band, 1980s. Iron Maiden.
Oh, my man.
Iron Maiden. That was easy.
That was easy.
That was easy.
I made it too easy.
Easy questions.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Bit better.
You can hear me now.
Yep.
Hello.
So I asked this question. If you listen to the Collector's Quest.
I recently have started, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but you are the first podcast I've listened to.
Okay, well,
and
thank
then
you.
I started listening to Collector's Quest.
Look at us. Mike is weird. It's true, I am weird. One of the things I asked through their Discord to them was, and I want your answer to this, and I think I already know part of it. Let's assume there is a natural disaster that's about to strike you, right, where you live. And you can leave the house with just like a handful of things, like 4 or 5 things in your video game collection. Okay. 2-part question. Number 1, what would you grab? Okay. Well, understanding that everybody's safe, family's safe, dogs and cats or whatever are all fine. This is all the time you have to get these things. But the real question is, with everything else having been destroyed in this theoretical disaster, would you rebuild your collection? And if so, how would you try to go about doing it? 2-part question.
Would that be a post-apocalyptic rebuild?
No, it's just like a hurricane.
Robbie's saying Zelda 2, and I am going to say it's probably not Zelda 2. It is more than likely anything childhood Zelda. Probably my Zelda 1. Maybe my childhood Ocarina of Time. Those to me are just priceless. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anything else that I would have to grab other than my Zelda stuff.
Okay.
Would I try to rebuild my collection afterwards? Absolutely. There is no way I couldn't. Like, I'm in this for the rest of my life.
It's an interesting question. They had a number of different answers. But I think the real key here is you've accumulated a majority of your collection as we've gone through this gigantic price increase with everything. So you kind of understand the parameters, right?
Exactly.
Whereas like I started before it and ended in the beginnings of it, but really haven't, like everything I've purchased like for my NES set has gone through the roof since I bought it, thankfully. And the real question would be, would you go do it again? Now you did all that. You went through it at that point in price, right?
Yes.
So to me, it makes sense. Whereas me, I would go, well, fuck yeah, I would go get the NES stuff again. The rest of it would depend. So anyway, just a curiosity.
Yeah, I would have to. BL85 Gamer just said childhood Chip and Dale. That would also be another one.
I have another one that you did not say that I thought would be in there.
Which one?
Sculptor's Cut.
No.
Really? You wouldn't grab it? Then you have to sell it to me because I know someone who wants it. It would go to a good home forever. It's forever home.
I like that I have it.
Sure.
I didn't have it as a kid.
Shouldn't Splatterhouse be his first pick?
That's a legit question.
That's fair. You wore the shirt.
It is a legit game.
Which Milwaukee Buck would you say first?
Which Milwaukee Buck would I say first?
Lou Alcindor. No, go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, I'm going. What do you mean by first?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'm not
It's a
answering that
joke.
question. I'm not answering that question.
They're like your children. You love them all equally.
Splatterhouse would be a good pick. I did wear this shirt to be ironic. I wanted to, and I'm not trying to jump ahead because I know there's a formula to these wonderful notes.
You're good. It's in the title of what we're doing.
But
so.
yes, but I wore an NES hat. I thought a TurboGrafx shirt. I thought let's do everything but Sega. So I just wanted to be ironic.
It worked. We're gonna move your mic up.
Me?
Yep. It just needs to go up a little bit. So you're good. Jay, talk while
He's taller than me. I can't help it.
shit.
You got a couple inches on me, Mattia.
I'm not gonna.
It's okay, buddy. It's true. It's true in all. It's true in all
that.
aspects of life.
There you go.
Is this better?
Right here. This is where you want. Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
There you got
I'm
it.
Here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
stare into
buddy.
it. I'm not gonna mess this
No
up.
one actually
now.
plays Sculptor's Cut for fun. No, it's true. It's nobody. Yeah, Clay Fighter. Ooh. Tough one to go back to, that Clay Fighter. Anyway. All right. Let me think of another. That was my question. Do you have another question for him?
Wow.
I have more. I'm trying to alternate here. I'm trying to be fair. I don't want to monopolize his time.
We got him for 2 days, so we can do whatever.
You dumb bitch. Anyway.
Who was your favorite person you saw today?
My favorite person I saw today? Well,
It doesn't have to be the
I know
obvious.
how to answer this, but I did look at myself in the mirror, and I am very conceited. But no, it is my girlfriend is my favorite person I saw today. Caitlin, I'm going to shout her out.
She's my favorite person I saw today, too.
I was thinking it was going to be somebody that was hugging Mortal Kombat 2. Arcade.
No, I don't like Robbie.
He did say that earlier off camera as well.
I had a long
I'm
trip.
offended, he says.
Yeah, no, I had a long trip to make, and he goes, "Hey, instead of just having a nice peaceful trip, do you want to just stop in an arcade in Chicago and pick up broken Sega CD things and do my bidding?" So I just, I'll do Robbie's bidding.
That's the only reason we
should come
invited
with
you
you.
on the show. If you said no, we weren't going to have you. Like, if you're like, oh, I can't stop, I'd be like, oh, then you can't come. No point in showing up then.
No, Robbie's a great guy. I was happy to see him today too.
Our fine Michigan roads. Lil Man's 464 is a Michigander as well.
He is.
And he says our fine Michigan roads, which, yeah,
What are you talking about? Our fine Michigan roads. They're great here in the Flint area.
they're just fine. I have this, the package has been secured, 8-Bit Supremacy. Worry not, it's in good hands. I'm going to do my best to deliver it back to you in an expedited manner.
Yeah, but Harrison kicked it
Everything
down
has
the stairs.
arrived safely. Do not tell him that.
Oh, I mean, Harrison carried it downstairs.
Nobody named Harrison lives at my house, so don't worry about any of this.
There we go.
It's all made up. Okay. I'm going to let you tell you a little bit about yourself, but I have a question that kind of revolves around that. So tell me a little bit about your entry into collecting and into collecting retro games specifically. What are your passions? What do you have? What do you like? That kind of stuff.
So I have kind of collected my whole life without knowing I was collecting video games. I come from a baseball card collector father. My grandma is also a collector. But once I started saying, what do I want to collect? It just kind of came natural to to think of something. It was comics, and I was never really into comics. So then just one day it was like retro games. And I actually have a good buddy back in Milwaukee, my friend Ben, who said, hey, there's this guy on Instagram. His name is Retro Connection, my buddy Josh. And he said he sells video games at discounted price on Instagram. And that's kind of how this all started. Is I just knew someone who used to be a roommate with a guy who, in my opinion, is like a pretty bigger person on Instagram, who's just like a really down to earth, genuine guy. And just kind of meeting everybody on Instagram and doing that is kind of how the collection became a little bit more. It was about 5 years ago when this started now. And NES has always been a big passion of mine. Probably one of my favorite things to play as a kid. So collecting the full NES set just kind of came like, you get 50 carts fast and then you get 100 fast. And it's like, well, I might as well get them all. So I don't want to keep running on, but I think I answered your question.
You've done a fantastic job. You may go now.
All right. This has been fun.
Yeah. So good night, everybody.
Thanks for the drive.
Calling it early because what a terrible answer. Oh my God. Train wreck. Oh, anyway, so you're still here?
Yes.
I don't know why. I told you to leave.
I am not leaving. I like this space too much.
I'm glad that you made it, and I'm glad that you like it. Good night, Tucker Wolf Games. Yes, thanks, everybody. Sleep tight. Yeah. Started making sushi first, and then he started collecting Sega. It's funny, good. So, yeah, do you have something to say about that? Or?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'm not going to say anything about that.
Perfect. I went through the same thing. I've told that story on the podcast where I was just running around picking.
You started making
lots.
sushi first?
Yes.
Oh,
and also
I didn't
Sega.
know that.
Yeah. Oh. I call it Segushi. Nobody calls it that. That's awful. I know my jokes are bad, everybody, by the way. You don't have to tell me. I know. They're supposed to be.
They know why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, to look good.
And to be funny.
I started collecting NES games because that was like my childhood, right? And I was just like picking up lots, and anything I had duplicates of, I would trade off or sell, but I would keep one of every one that I got. And at some point, I wound up getting like, I don't know, 200 some odd. It was enough where I needed racks. And a friend of mine, Retro Bobby from Instagram, lives in the up in the Sterling Heights, Madison Heights area. He was selling his racks. He had a complete set, and I met up with him to buy him off the racks off of him. And he's like, "You should just collect all of them." And I'm like, "That's ridiculous. I just want the games I loved as a kid. I got the Mega Man 2, Punch Out, all these things, and then like that idea, that seed that he planted in the back of my head just grew into this whole idea. Like, well, why can't I? I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah,
I can eat ice cream for dinner. Fuck off.
It becomes a fast problem.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and as you saw, it's the space problem. It becomes like, oh, not sure where that's going to go, but I got to have it. So anyway, let's see. My question was going to be, what are with having mentioned that you have your NES set, which I thought you might bring up during that was kind of I was leading to this. Now that that's complete, what are your collecting goals now?
Right now, the things that I've been wanting to get is N64 cardboard that I had as a child. I never kept my boxes, but I want my N64 games to be in the boxes that they need to be, because I don't like the fake end labels that people use. So
yeah. I
want them to be displayed in like the original boxes. So I'm kind of going for that. A little bit more Zelda pieces. I just grabbed the Zelda 2DS, The Link Between Worlds, that box. I got that one. I got the Zelda Wii U console box coming in the mail. So some more Zelda pieces. I want some more obscure console stuff. I kind of want to get like FM Towns Marty, some Amiga CD32 stuff, but that's never going to happen.
That shit's trash.
I want the trash.
Though. I'm going to tell you, I have some trash. It just sits there. It's funny every once in a while. Like, you want to play Plumbers Don't Wear Ties? I got it back at the house. The 3DO's hooked up.
Can we do that tonight?
Sure, if you want to.
Or you want to tailspin?
We can also just watch an hour-long video of how it works, because that's way better. It's honestly a better experience than playing it. But we can.
I kind of just like it for having it, so if people were to come over, they could look at it and go, "What is this?" And I can go, "I'm glad you asked." That's kind of what I'm into.
Yeah, this is a kangaroo game where you kill kangaroos or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, I want that.
Yeah, I need that. I need that one.
CDI till I die. That Milwaukee Retro Gamer is right. CDI till I die.
CDI till I die. Yep.
Yes, I am looking for a Zelda's Adventure. That is the last CDI Zelda game I need, and I do need that one.
FM Funky Towns.
But I don't want to spend $1,500 to $2,000 on it.
So Ditch Doctor 101 asks, what Nintendo 64 boxes? I was going to ask the same question. Thank you for asking the question.
I need South Park, the first South Park, not Love Shack or Rally. I need this is the most important one, Iggy's Wreckin' Balls. That was the first N64 game I ever got. I'm still trying to find the VHS tape of when I opened it at Christmas. I cannot find it, but that is a very important game to me. No one talks about Iggy's Wrecking Balls. I need that box and the manual. I have the cart, my childhood cart, but I want that box and manual. And it's like an obscure, uncommon game that just no one has a nice box for. So
yeah.
But that is an important one. There's some others that they're not too big of a deal. Paper Mario, it's getting up there in price, so I've been kind of patient. And
Yeah. That's what I found when I don't know if you ran into this, but when I was doing the NES collecting, I was like, I'll just get things as I find them, right? I'm going to look in the wild, and then eventually I'll have to go like reconcile all this. I should have done it the complete opposite way because it wound up costing me money. The longer I waited, the more expensive the expensive titles became. And it's like, people are like, nobody wants to do it, like expensive stuff first. I get it, but it is financially way smarter.
if you're going to go for a set, go top down.
Do it.
Just if you're
Coming
committing
from
to
experience.
if you're committing to it, just go top down.
Well,
So-
especially the way the market's going, because it just keeps doing
Everything, yeah. Especially the high-end NES stuff, it never seems to go down ever. It fluctuates a little bit, but it always trends north. So, Lame Boy Classic, we have a Q&A section now. This is awesome. I love it.
I'm liking
I'm
this.
down.
This is awesome.
Let's do it for a little bit.
So, Lame Boy Classic says, after collecting all the NES games, do you feel the urge to take a break on collecting? Or did you need more games just grow? Did your need for more games just grow?
I never felt a need.
See, Robbie, yeah, go ahead.
I never felt the need to take a break. I just kind of aimlessly didn't know what to do anymore.
We had that conversation.
Yeah, I
We
kind of
talked
was
about it.
Once you don't have a goal, you just start buying just to buy, and it's like, well, I wanted this and I wanted that. They're playing my run on TV, aren't they? Sandbag X just chimed in, and I think we will get to this person later. But
Absolutely.
Sandbag X, since he is just chatted in, I will say, is the world record holder for the game that we will be talking about
and
later.
we can jump to that for a second since he jumped in the chat, and thank you Sandbag X for popping in. So we're going to talk about Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on Sega Genesis, right? And Sandbag X, if you look at our notes, and you have to go a few pages back, but his name is mentioned 3 different times because there are 3 different speedruns, and he holds the record for all 3. So welcome, and thank you for showing up. And yes, we're trying to give you some pub there, man, or woman. I've never met you. I shouldn't assume. So I don't know, but welcome and thank you. Absolutely, that's awesome. So very cool. All right. So with all that being said, welcome.
Yes,
So
thank
glad
you.
you made it safely. It was awesome. I'm excited. I'm taking the day off tomorrow. Jay's gonna be off tomorrow. It's supposed to snow overnight, so we'll see how the morning goes. But we're supposed to run around, hit some game stores. I'm sure we'll be posting our antics online, or at least some.
Heck yeah.
If we are going to make a segue, if I could, because everyone's been talking about sets and this and that, I heard from a little birdie that you might be looking at getting Super Nintendo carts possibly one day. So I brought this cart for you.
Dude.
I brought you Phalanx because it is the funniest label art of the Super Nintendo, in my opinion. So that's my gift to you. If you're going to start for it, if you're going to start it, you gotta start somewhere. So
This is my official number 1.
That's
there
it.
you go. So there's
Chemco.
number 1. I wanted to help out the set, and I wanted to bring something. My presence was all I needed to bring for you. I had to bring something for Jay.
I don't need anything from you other
that's
than you
awesome.
just to
Thank
sit
you.
next
I
to me.
appreciate it.
No,
Yep.
you're welcome, man.
I'm super excited about that. And that's one of the best covers on
Yeah,
Super
it's,
Nintendo.
it is just
Arguably out of any game system.
if no one knows what the cover of Phalanx looks like, it is just an old man strumming a banjo with like a meteor flying back, and then it's just an amazing shooter.
Don't forget the old coon dog there.
Oh, and yes, yeah, it makes no sense.
That's awesome. That rules.
People are putting rule number 2 in the chat.
Do I still sound like I'm out with
You're talking on the back of it. That's why. It's a directional mic. It's twisted. That's why, right there. I'm like sitting here trying to figure out why
Hello.
you sound so
Hey,
far
they
away.
can probably hear me now.
I'm
Hey.
like, why do you sound so far away?
There.
telling the- I
oh,
was
look at
telling the-
that. Can you guys hear me
see?
now?
I was like, that doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. So, yeah, that's the tool assisted speed run. That's correct, Sandbag. I'm pretty sure I added your. Maybe I didn't because I don't know. Yours was on Twitch and that's a YouTube stream, so I'm not sure if it is. Now that you've mentioned it, that's one of these is a tool assisted speed run, and then there should be another one in the.
I don't
playlist.
know if it is or not.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but that's okay. So, but we're going to talk about you anyway.
All we know is all I know is looking at the notes. You're all over it, and nobody else is.
Yeah.
So you're the man,
I
Sandbag.
try.
Horrible man.
Yep, it's true.
I did not see the South Park rule number 2 up there from Ditch Doctor, but rule number 2, if you guys don't know what that means that someone wants to give something back. in some of the retro game community, there's a rule number 1, it's have fun. Rule number 2 is give back when you can. So what I just did was
That's rule number two.
And apparently we missed something in the chat where someone possibly ruled number 2 some South Park for me, but
Oh, you know what? I did see something. Hold on a
don't know.
second.
I have South Park. I love you. Headed your way, no
Yeah.
clout. You know this cardboard obsession. Used to rent that one tons at Blockbuster. That's Ditch Doctor 101.
well, thank you, Ditch. That's awesome, man. I appreciate
rules.
that. That's really cool. That's really kind of you.
Yep. Awesome. We got it. We got it. Awesome. Thank you, Tape Flipper. Yep. Retro Brandon found the 3-2 strat. Yeah, like I watched a couple of the speedrunning videos for Moonwalker, and man, it's just like it made me feel so inept again. I was like, wow,
Is
man.
that because we didn't beat it when we played it again?
No, we were trash, but I figured out why. Like I watched them, like, okay, now I can beat those stupid zombies that get cut in half. Like you use it to figure out the way that they do this stuff. So it's actually pretty cool. Chat paused due to scroll. Oh, well, how do I do that? There. Okay. All right, good. I don't know what that was about. All right, so let's get to our weeks.
You want me to start?
Well, I think we already know how Mattios is going. He drove here.
Yes.
That's been his week.
Yeah. That's all I've been thinking about all week. So, Jay, how was your week?
Uneventful. I didn't have a whole lot going on.
Liar.
What?
You got good news finally, I thought. You didn't get any good news?
No.
Oh, okay.
I never get any good news.
Oh, all right. Moving on.
Yeah, I got good news. Yeah.
Sorry. Good. Moving on. Is this the part you didn't want me to talk about? Is that what I'm doing?
Hey. Well, all right. So
Anyway,
yeah, I didn't
moving
really do
beyond
anything.
that.
We played some Moonwalker. We did play some Splatterhouse. That was a good game. I miss Splatterhouse.
It's funny you wore the shirt because he and I were playing that just a couple nights ago on the Turbo.
It is so fun.
It is. It's a great game.
It's so fun.
Great game. Awkward. Yeah, it was a little awkward. It's cool though.
Yeah, no problem.
We're
Sorry.
good. We're good at being awkward. I know this is your first time on the show.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We're phenomenal at being awkward and the train coming off the tracks.
Some news that we don't want to quite put out there yet, but it's nothing related to the show or anything.
Yeah, it's
so
totally
it's personal news, but it's not. It's a good thing and it's cool. So I inadvertently decided to bring it up, and when I should have just kept my mouth shut, which I never do. So
Yeah, well, we're good.
go ahead. We played Splatterhouse.
We played
Moonwalker.
Splatterhouse. We played Moonwalker. What else did we play? We talked about playing Magmax. Ugh. Game's terrible. Magmax is terrible.
I've yet to play that one.
Don't bother. Yeah, I mean you can play.
You
it.
have, tell me if this happens to you too. Like we're talking about this game you've never played, but you have on your shelf, but you know you have it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, well, I have all of them, so I have it. That happens to me where I'm like, I need to play X game, and I'm like, oh, I have it. Like you just forget that you have all this stuff. So
Yeah, that's not one that I'm diving to play Magmax, but I do want to play it. I do eventually want to beat them all. That is a goal, but
ask Robbie. I think he just beat his 319th or whatever.
He actually just said default
Yeah.
default Gen Magmax episode dropping soon.
Yep.
Oh, it is, my friend.
Yeah, there's going to be a Magmax episode where Robbie and retro game enthusiast John, who's also in the chat, and Robbie all hash it out and have it's one fight for the single champion type thing, one fight to for all that. So there's Sean. Yeah, hey Sean, Jay the man of mystery. Sean came out. Yeah, you might have met him. He was at the show in Chicago. He'd come out. I don't remember if you did or not.
He was our first. He was our winner. The Buy Me Bone Storm or Go to Hell.
Yep, which actually reminds me, I got to pull up an email because I got to talk a little bit about.
I don't know what's going on either.
I don't know what's going on.
No, you do.
either.
We talked about this, bud.
I don't listen
is.
to him. That's the problem. He doesn't realize that.
I forwarded you the email. Remember? Oh yeah, now you do. So
I got a lot of emails.
We have a listener in the area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden you remember. You're not a smartass about it anymore, are you? Huh? Oh, you get a lot of emails.
When they do the
We
Magmax
get one
episode,
every 6 months from a listener, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mattio, when they do the Magmax episode, me and you are going to do a Twitch stream on something.
Can we?
else. And
Yes.
something
Yep.
totally
Let's go.
opposite of Magmax.
Something better.
Yes. Splatterhouse.
Yes.
So anyway,
Did you want me to grab that? Is that what that's for? Or no, is that separate? Okay, I'll leave that.
no. We're really both awkward, aren't we? No. So a guy who listens to the Collector's Quest podcast knew that Default Gen Tyler was going to be on the show, and he came and listened. Well, come to find out, He grew up in Grand Blanc, which is all of about 10 minutes from here, and now he lives in Otisville, which is what, 20, 30 minutes, so something like that. And the guy's a big collector, man. He sent us pictures of his stuff. He's a big Sega collector and Nintendo guy. And yeah, his name is Greg Carpenter. So Greg, thank you for listening. He goes and shops at all the same stores we go to, and it was just kind of like this weird small world thing where he's like, "Oh my God, like you're right down the street from me." So that's pretty
awesome.
cool. So yeah, thanks, Greg. I don't know if you're in the chat or if you're listening now, but if you're just listening to this for the podcast, thanks for listening, bud. And yeah, really appreciate you reaching out. So that was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Just like a small world kind of thing. So, so do you want to tell us about your week? What else happened? You have any? Yeah, we'll get to the next part. Yeah, what
Default
else?
Gen is the man.
Yeah.
Retro Gem Miner's the man.
Default Gen, Jen. Don't forget that,
No,
everybody.
Tyler's great.
My overall week was pretty anticlimactic. I was just kind of waiting for today to happen. And it's nice when you have things to look forward to, but then the rest of the days just kind of become mundane and just
They
long
become
and-
things to get through to get to today.
Exactly. I got to play a little bit of Moonwalker, and I was able to beat it, and it was great. But overall, my week was pretty boring. Nothing too much to talk about in the week. I don't want to come here and be like, yeah, I'm ready to talk about stuff. And then my week was just like, yeah, I didn't do anything this week. But overall, the month's been good. But this week, just kind of looking forward to today.
And what happened now with?
You could look forward to this monstrosity.
What is this?
That's just another giant. It's got wax on it.
Oh my God.
So you did what with Moonwalker?
I beat it.
You beat it? Is that what you said? Yes or no? Answer me.
How long were you waiting to do that?
I actually just thought of it. Quite honestly, I literally just thought of it. I'm like, what am I going to use these sounds for from the game?
Oh my God.
That was that was amazing. Come on.
I don't know what to say. You've outdone yourself. I would normally boo that.
You should, but in this
But
case,
when it happened, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. you implanted something for me to say I beat it.
and you said it.
I did.
And then I was ready for it.
That was good.
Yeah,
that
thank
was
you,
good.
thank you.
This is top notch.
I'm trying. We're trying.
This. I don't know if you guys know out there, but this is some real deal stuff happening right now.
Yeah, dude, Sandbag's dropping some knowledge on us here.
Yep. If it's a
I
Rev
can
00, Michael won't activate that fire hydrant. I can tell in the demo that it's on the right side of the, but this is the kind of information people that do this type of speedrunning at this level know.
Yes.
You have to understand the game at like the most core basic level. You have to know everything about
It's
it.
a Rev 00.
Yep. And it's a Rev 00.
I think
Yep,
we will talk about
We're
that.
going to get into all that as part of the discussion of the game. So let's talk a little bit now about our, if I can find
We
the
got so
thing.
many like
We don't even have
sound
that
beats
many.
or sound snips on here. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Oops. Well, collecting update. Let's talk about
Look at that Sandbag's on it.
Sandbag
I
is
even knew
on
the
it.
Cheetah Man
Yep.
song.
100% banger. That's all we have around here is certified bangers. That's all we do. Sorry. You don't bring a like, is there acoustic instrumentation? If so, it's not a banger. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so Jay, tell me what you've collected recently.
I got my first Super Nintendo cart.
Cart one of how many is it? 800,
727, I think it was.
Yep.
7 something.
Used in the fan-made game Cat Mario, remixed in a special boss fight in Bashi. Yeah, it's a banger, man. You can't beat Cheetahman.
A certified slapper.
Yep, as the kids say, it does slap. Is that anything else to add to the collection there, Jay?
No,
That's it.
no, I got nothing.
What about you,
been
Matt?
slow going for me.
Yeah, slow going right now.
I kind of touched on some of the Zelda box stuff I got. I recently found a PS5 in the wild, which was crazy to find. I actually picked it up for a good friend and a coworker. I was just going to sell it to him for what I paid for it.
Nice.
He unfortunately had to pass on it. And then another good friend of mine was like, I have some N64 boxes, and I have some cash, and we made a little trade. So I got a stack of N64 cardboard. I've been getting a lot of weird VHS recently. I've been getting the N64 promo tapes. I've been just buying stuff. I bought an N64 Power Glove, the glove. I got a brand new sealed box.
Who buys that
thing.
crap?
That looked
Yeah, it's just-
terrible.
I'm just
But
really,
awesome.
I'm really into just the really bad stuff. And if I see it, I buy it, and I don't know why. I just can't stop buying.
You pause the chat, Mike.
Oh, I think I hit something. There.
Big league collectors.
I remember my first
I
beer. He
remember
said.
my first beer.
That's good. Big league collectors. Yeah. Yep. That's us.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's kind of all I've grabbed, and I just kind of am aimlessly buying and can't stop buying.
yeah, it's kind of a thing.
What about you?
Well, I'm going to preface this by saying I
Didn't get anything.
got Zip. I just collect people.
Nothing.
You're number one.
I was worried about that on the
Yeah.
drive. Like, am I going to be?
What kind of thing am I driving into here? It's a safe space, bud. You're good. Don't worry. You can stay here if you want tonight. Honestly, you could if you felt you needed to.
This is where the people get collected.
Yeah. No. This is where I go to not get collected.
That's why I told you to turn to the first door down the end of the hallway, not
Yeah.
the second.
Now don't go to the second one
Don't
yet.
go to the second door.
Not
No.
yet. No.
Not yet.
Not yet. So I bought a bunch of stuff. Okay, but that's because at work I actually got a little extra money this month because I got like this. I work on a base pay, but I also get a commission, and my commission check was
$7.5 million.
no, I did not get the signing bonus.
Oh, you only
money.
got the $2.5 million this
Yeah,
time, huh?
No, yeah,
I'm
no,
joking,
no, I
I'm
did
joking,
not.
I'm joking.
It's none of that. But I got a little extra myself. I was like, I'm going to go buy some stuff I've been kind of wanting and stuff. So, I purchased a first print CIB of The Legend of Zelda for NES. I actually bought it from Jonebone on Instagram. So JoneBone7, if you know who that is, Jonas, he had it up for sale. He had it at a really nice price. It wasn't the greatest condition, but it's hard to find any that are. So it was pretty good, and I picked that up at a nice price. So now I have two.
We'll see how the weekend goes. You might only have one.
We'll see what happens. Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. And I also picked up Solar Jetman Complete. I was actually down in Sterling Heights, Madison Heights area, went to Retro Taku, which is a game store we may hit tomorrow. And I picked up Solar Jetman, and I also picked up 2 Genesis games there. I picked up 2 Crude Dudes, which is the spiritual successor for Bad
Nice.
Dudes, as we all know.
Nice. You
Oh,
did
we
it.
played
Yep.
that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We played that
We
too.
did play that too, yeah, which is so great because in what other game are you just a guy who can pick up a car and lift it over your head? That is a crude dude. Oh, Kyle, our friend Mr. Katie Luke there, Kyle, is rating us with a party of 60 people. So
Awesome. Hello.
Here we go.
Good friend Kyle lives in Grand Valley. Is that a shelter? Is that a dog? What am I looking at? So the chat's gonna get a little crazy. Hey, howdy, Kyle. Nice to see you. Thank you, crew dude. That's that Hulk boss in Revenge of Shinobi. Yeah, that's the guy. Except he lifts an entire car over his head.
He's strong.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. No, you're good. Interrupt all you want, buddy. Thanks for coming.
That's fine. I'm struggling over here getting the wax off this bottle.
Valdor the Great says, thanks to you guys, I had to buy Bad Dudes, and because I bought it, I had to beat it.
Nice.
There you go. What's with all the bots? They're not bots. They're my friend's chat for his live stream, and they're over here rating us. But I can see why they look like they might be bots, but they're not. So they're trying to hype up the chat, man. Let's go.
Wanna take a sniff of that one.
Let's effing go. While I was there, I also bought, and this sounds stupid, but I also bought a Bill Walsh College Football complete in box for the Genesis because it was like $8. But the reason is I didn't have it, okay, but it includes all of the play cards for all the teams. And very rarely do you find, like, you can find sealed copies of this game pretty cheap, but I don't want a sealed copy, right? And it was like $8, and it included all these cards. So there's like literally like 30 cards for all these college football teams in there, and whatever. It was pretty neat. So I was like, for $8, I got to grab it. Okay, some of the more fun stuff I bought. Okay. So while I was there, I should also mention I picked up Mortal Kombat Armageddon SE Special Edition for PS2 because it had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on it, which I learned from our own show here. I believe it was episode 16 or 17.
That thing's a monster.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, that's a
okay.
beast right there.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of a beer here, so. Yeah, so I picked up that. What else here? Kyle got in some PS2 games I picked up from him, so I grabbed SSX and Time Splitters. I already had SSX Tricky. I had SSX when a PS2 first came out. I bought that game as soon as it came out. I really enjoyed it, and I picked it up cheap.
Is that SSX3?
That's the original. The original and Tricky are 1 and 2, and then the SSX3 is 3. I have that. Those two are on Xbox. I have 2 and Tricky, or 3 and Tricky. And then I stopped over at Disc Replay.
I really want to listen to It's Tricky now.
Sometimes it is to rock a rhyme. If you're trying to do it on time, it can be tricky. Geekbot has been flagged. I don't know if that's true. I joined a random stream once and the mod banned me because he thought I was a bot. Well, you got the name Geekbot. I can see what people might would have mistaken you for a bot. But that's cool. But thanks for coming in. So PS1 games, I got Clock Tower finally, which I've wanted for a long time. Yeah, it's the ASCII game, the survival horror game, and it's a little slow, I get, but I love all those games, and I'm a sucker for PS1 games. So I would never collect a complete PS1 set. That is absurd, but I'm a sucker for any RPG, survival horror, those kind of things on the PS1.
I thought you said that was your next venture, was doing the PS1 set.
I never said that.
You literally just said that to us.
Yeah, you did, just before we went on the air.
You were saying how excited you were about the PS1 and how it didn't have that many games in it, and that you should finish it.
I love having Matteo on.
I did, and then you know what happened? You know what happened? That was a test, and you both failed. I thought for sure you guys would have seen right through that ruse, but you didn't. And here we are, you rubes. Anyway, picked up Darkstalkers 3. Fighting game, Capcom. I love all the Darkstalkers games. And I got Rhapsody, a musical adventure, which is that's an NIS America game? Yeah, turn-based RPG for the PS1 as well. And it has a soundtrack, and it's all, I haven't played it yet, so I'm interested in finding out.
There's a Rhapsody on the DS as well.
Right.
Rhapsody musical adventure, I think. Yeah.
It's probably a remake of this, is my guess. Then. Yeah. Kyle says, you got MK3? Well, I have a few copies of MK3, yes, but I didn't pick one up this week. But Kyle got this crazy lot of Switch games in. He got Shantae and the 7 whatever spirits or whatever, sealed.
This isn't the same Kyle, right?
No, different Kyle. Okay. Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So many Kyles.
Yes, my fault. Kyle at Retro Replayed got this insane lot of Switch games in, and they were all sealed. This guy had been collecting them and he just wanted to sell them off. And he got, what is it? Shantae and the 7 spirits, whatever it is. That one's sealed. He got the collector's edition, or the alternative cover to Golf Story, which I believe is a golf RPG that I've heard about that I want to play. And it's
fun game. Yeah, very fun game.
I bought that, and then Kyle exposed. Yep, different Kyle. And then I bought the Retro City Rampage DX collector's edition, which has the glasses and stuff, but it's still sealed. But I'll probably open it and play them. I bought them to play them. So, but he got a crazy lot. I didn't buy the Shantae yet. It's sitting behind the counter, and he's like, if you want it, I'll hold on to you. I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that much money for a Switch game. And then Kyle actually has something cool going on himself. He had a sealed copy of Pokemon Ruby for Game Boy Advance come into the shop. And he bought it for he bought it for whatever. But he was like, how do I sell this? What do I do? And I said, you can either get it graded and try and sell, but it's going to be a while, or sell it raw on eBay. Well, it's on eBay right now. It's up to almost $800. In fact, I'll check it now. And it ends on Saturday or Sunday at 10 o'clock. So
John's flagging everybody.
What? Oh, it's up to $1,001 now.
Oh, that's cheap.
I think he's fake flagging him there. Kyle has been flagged. I think he's just typing. I don't think it's a real action that people he's executing.
I just thought it was funny.
But yeah, so good for Kyle because he's going to make a couple bucks on that. And I think he's had a couple of good offers through Instagram and through wherever. But we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, so I almost bought it, but I was like, I was going to buy it and do exactly what I had him do. And he's like, what should I do? And I was like, because he wanted to sell it to me for a set amount. And I'm like, I would buy it for that much. But honestly,
because you were like, just put it on.
I was like, honestly, I'm just going to sell it. So why don't you sell it and make the money? It's fine. You know what I mean?
Apparently you and I have both been flagged.
Yep. As being incredible.
Well, Matteo, it's all you, buddy.
Matteo, let's see. We'll 7 C's. Yes. Shantae and the 7 C's. That's it. So that's pretty much what I bought. And
we're flagged. We're done.
Yep.
Matteo's taking over.
We're now flagged. So
LJN is now Matteo.
Do we have? Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to be flagged shortly.
You hope.
Oh, no. Mike got flagged again.
Oh. No.
That was tough. No.
Nobody's typing. It's over. Damn, Matteo has not been flagged. You're going to have to step up your game, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, there he goes. Matteo's been flagged. John flagged him.
No, it says not.
Oh, not been
flagged.
You
can't read.
My man.
Wow. Thanks for showing. Good thing you're here.
Oh, Retro Game Enthusiast has been flagged.
Yeah, Matteo, you've been flagged.
Chat's a little wild.
Damn, people are going nuts over here. All right,
Finish that, will you? So you can get this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not drinking the beer fast enough. I do too much talking, which I've also told I interrupt too much, so I got to slow down.
Well, then drink that.
You,
Shut up.
why don't
Drink
you
that and
tell?
Shut up.
So that brings us to our topic. Jay, why don't you tell us about our topic and tell me a little bit.
Can you hit me some intro music on that?
Let me see what we got. I don't think I have it.
I'm sure we got something. You got like 7 pages on there.
Yeah, hold on. I think we got something. It's
Kid Rock never gets flagged.
We'll see about that.
That's bassy. Listen to that synth.
That's the Genesis sound chip.
It's very Kevin
it's clear.
Bassey.
Kevin Bassey.
I don't know what you base that off of.
That's a very based opinion.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I ruined it. I tried.
you really went off base there.
I did, didn't I?
Yep. You have no basis for that.
So our episode
Yeah.
is, of course, everybody can see. We have the speed run champion on our chat tonight. We've got Matty O from Wisconsin all the way out to be on this episode for the one and only Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
It's true.
Yes.
I figured I'd get a little more excitement than that. Come on.
Chat's blowing up right after you said it.
Last time, what's this? Like,
No. So Sandbag's talking about the special cartridge called the April. It's a pre-production variant of the game, and it belongs to a person named Nes King. NES King has it right now. So, yeah. So,
where's Nest King live? You won't have it much longer.
yeah, you'll take it and sell it to one of my friends
For $5.
for $5.
I was actually just going to give it to Matty O. Rule 2, my friend.
Oh yeah, that's
a
right.
little rule too.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got you.
yeah, great, awesome. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the gameplay and story, Jay?
So the gameplay is actually based off the 1988, God, we're old, movie of the same name, which is weird. If anybody hasn't watched it, I would encourage you to watch it.
Have you watched the movie lately?
Not lately, no. It's been a while, but I thought it was good. But now that you're saying it's weird, I could only imagine it being
It's a
weird.
fucking mess.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe Pesci's in it, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
So Joe Pesci is Mr. Big,
He's
which
Mr.
was
Big,
He's
actually.
Mr. Big. Oh my God.
he's the quintessential '80s villain, Mr. Big,
Yeah,
who
Mr.
was
Big.
Yeah.
I'm watching this right when I get home.
the drug lord that also wanted to kidnap children. I don't really understand
It's
it.
here. We can watch it.
Yeah, it's right
tonight.
here.
We just didn't run it because of licensing.
Copyrights.
Yeah,
It's
right here,
we-
buddy.
We don't want
I
somebody
might
to
have
get
2
mad at us.
copies. I'll have to check. I might still have one. You never know. Who knows?
If you do, you're going home with one.
He absolutely is, if I can find it. The chocolate milk rabbit has it. Yes, the Nes King. That's Nes Quick. That's Nes Quick. John. Yeah, it's Nes Quick.
I wouldn't even have got that joke.
Yeah, I got where he was going. I got where he was going with it. Anyway, so yeah, this game is
Yeah, that's Joe Pesci.
based off the movie,
Oh my God, it
and
is.
and I'm
Wild.
gonna tell you.
Sorry, I pulled.
Not only is it based off this game or that movie, but it is very faithfully based off of the movie.
It's
It's really
really is.
weird how much of the movie, and even if you just go watch like the Smooth Criminal video, right? The long play
Oh, yeah,
video.
it's like a short
It's like a
version of the
9
game.
minute. Yeah, it's like that's like that first level. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And in my house, I was poor. Yeah, sorry, you didn't have Nesquik in your house. You had nothing because you were poor. You poor. Anyway, so this game, you are Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Hell yes.
You are Michael Jackson, and it is time to clean up this corrupt town and clear it of the riffraff, right? And the game itself it's weird because there are 3 different kind of, we'll talk about this in a bit, but there's the arcade game, which came first. That was 88.
Yes.
And that's like a 3/4 style beat 'em up more so than a side scroller, right?
Yeah.
And then there's this. And then there's the PC version, which is like not the same at all either. It's like so crazy. But essentially, it's this version, the Genesis version, which I think most people know and understand.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
comparatively,
probably the most common as far as anybody that's going to remember it.
it's a side-scrolling platformer with some like beat 'em up type stuff too, right? And your job is to run around into these different buildings and areas, which are also featured in the Moonwalker movie. Okay, parking lots, a zoot suit jazz bar, like whatever, you know, all that stuff. And you have
graveyard.
to, yeah, the graveyard. Yeah, I don't know if the graveyard's in there. That might have been a harken back to an earlier life.
Oh, well.
But anyway, you have to rescue these kids, and all the kids look exactly the same. There's a girl in the movie named Katie, and every
They all
kid
look
in the
like her.
game look like Katie. It's really weird. Your job is to go save Katie and her 16 twins.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't the Noid on the Nes Games?
He ruins pizzas.
He does.
Yeah.
He doesn't like chocolate milk.
So, yes, and as I put here, only the power of Michael Jackson can save them. And your only weapon is your exquisite dancing. That's it.
Yeah.
Your weapon in this game is to run around and do dance moves, some of which are an offensive type move that actually hurt enemies, and others are strictly for show. So you can, pop up on the tiptoes and do the Michael Jackson thing, or you can grab your crotch, or you can moonwalk, and none of those do anything.
Which we've learned if you're in the Zoot Suit Club, they have like the little booths by the doors. If you go behind those booths and do that, it's very awkward.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes,
You can
it's almost creepy.
also throw your hat.
That is part of your magic, right?
Yes, that is part of the magic.
But that's an offensive move.
Yes,
Oh, that is
What I'm
the
saying
magic.
is there are a number of dance moves. Some of them are strictly put into the game for show.
Yes,
They are
yes.
literally just to go, I am Michael Jackson. I am grabbing my crotch and going, woo,
Yes,
or whatever
yes.
it is. Then, which is, I think, amazing. So, so your enemies include thugs, gangsters, zombies, dogs, spiders, and more.
Dancing spiders.
Dancing, well, they can be. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that? How they could potentially be dancing spiders.
Me or Matteo?
You, I looked right at you.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Well, there's two of us
He's
here.
never looking at us.
Matteo might want to talk about spiders. I know he's pretty pumped about them. You want to talk about spiders?
You know what? I'm going to talk about these spiders.
My man.
This blew my mind. So when I recently played this, I was cracking up. I was hopeful that when I held down the special move, that everyone would dance, including the spiders. And the moment that they picked up and they just started juking and jiving with me, ooh, I lost it. I could not handle it. I knew the dog dance, but the spider was the thing that just threw me for a loop. So when it's hilarious, just holding that down. Everyone teams up with you, dances, and then they're gone.
What does that tell you?
That it's fantastic.
It doesn't matter if you are a canine or a human or an arachnid. Nobody is safe.
I thought
from
you were
the
going to say it
music
doesn't
of
matter
Michael
if you're black or white.
Look, I was going to let you say that. Okay. I was trying to lead you to it. Okay. And you kind of got there, but you got to work on the delivery. I'm setting it up here for you.
You're the man with the jokes.
No, I'm not.
Once you had the beat it cued, I thought you had something. I thought you had black or white cued, and I'm not going to steal your thunder.
No, thank you. I appreciate you trying to,
Yes.
You're leaning into it. Thank you.
Yes.
But no, nobody is safe from the infectious tones of Michael Jackson's music.
Not at all.
I'll be honest with you. As I did research for this game, I listened to the chiptune version through Genesis. I was listening to the songs themselves because I do love a lot of his songs. And I told Amy last night, I'm like, we need to have a Michael Jackson dance party downstairs tonight. And she was so tired. Normally getting Amy to dance is not a difficult thing to do because she teaches dance and loves it. But she was so beat. She's like, really? You're going to ask me to do this tonight? And I'm like, yeah. Oh my God, it's fucking Smooth Criminal. It's like, let's go. And she wasn't into it. So I went downstairs and had it myself.
Yeah, the music, the Genesis twang really goes well with Michael's tunes. I don't know what it is about the twang that
It's that synth.
It's just that.
Getcha.
I mean, it's got that Genesis twang. I can't stop saying twang.
Yep.
It's got the Genesis twang, man. It's so good.
I've got in the notes one of my favorite parts about this game is when you use your magic.
Yes.
And it says, teach your enemies to dance, then die. It is easily the funniest part of the whole game.
It says that?
No, I said that.
Oh.
It's right here in our notes that you're not reading. Yeah. No, I wish it was in the manual. I'm going to write my own manual. I'm going to put it in there.
Hey, Ditch Doctor's hopping off, by the way.
Yeah,
So
Take
thanks
care,
for coming
Ditch
on,
Doctor.
man.
Yeah. Have a good night. So, but yes, you go and if you hold down your magic button long enough, right? You have a jump, you have a regular basic attack, and you have a magic button.
Yep.
Yes.
And one of the things I learned from the speedrunning community is if you use that magic button very lightly, it will not use the magic. Like
No,
you can
yes.
use it, but you barely touch it and it doesn't use it and hurt you because using it detracts from your health.
It's still, you know what? And I don't know if I'm incorrect, but I thought it still drains a little bit. So from watching the speed runs, because when you save the kids, you replenish your health.
Yep.
And they're going so fast that I think it's going down, but then replenishing. So I
That's
think
what I was gonna say,
I think
yeah.
it's so calculated that when they're using the magic, their health bar is going down, but they're doing it in a way to just keep getting the kids. Because it also looks like they hold down the magic button. at the last kid, because the last kid you get full health is kind of what it looks like. I've been kind of following along with
Yeah.
it, but I want to learn that game. That is a game I would like to learn to speed run. It didn't look like there was a lot of people that have played it on normal, so I think I could get a second or third place on that one.
We'll get into all that, but yeah, there's not a lot of participation here. I
Might
think
have,
it's
somebody
interesting.
might have somebody we can talk to about that.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the chat today.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So, yes, you use your magic; it detracts from your health, but finding children replenishes it,
Yes.
right? So, like, you're always kind of, and there's enough where it's like, very rarely are you ever like dying in the middle of a level. You know what I mean? It's very generous with that. I feel like
The later levels,
that's different. Yes.
the later levels do get pretty challenging.
Yep. I could tell when we got to those.
Once you get the
bastards on.
once you get to the spiders,
Yeah.
it's rough. The zombies even. The zombies.
But if you
are
make
tough.
them dance, what can you do?
You got to make sure you make them all dance.
That's what he was the best at. That's why he was the king of pop.
He really did it.
We did it, man. We did it. So who wants to talk about the background and development?
That's Jay.
Guess it's me.
Good, because I want to drink this beer, which is potent.
It is potent.
It's
Holy
delicious,
shit, it's
though.
It is
terrifying.
good. It is good.
What is it? Tell us.
It is a
Make them
double
all dance,
barrel
he says?
maple bourbon stout from Ellison. That's in East Lansing.
Double barrel maple bourbon stout.
Yeah, it's just boozy and mapley.
It's a scene, man.
I don't know if we're gonna make it through this whole episode. I don't
I've
know.
been
We'll
thinking
see.
of a dance percent meme run. I'll come watch it.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
I would definitely for sure. So it was background development developed by Sega Consumer Research and Development Department number 2.
Yep.
Which is now the Sega Software R&D Department 7.
Or what they call AM7.
Yes.
They used to differentiate between the consumer and the arcade by AM and CS. So when you have the AM teams
I
and the
didn't know
CS
that.
teams, yeah, and they don't do that anymore. But they were R&D 2, which became R&D 7, which became AM 7. Yep. So
Nice.
yep.
So it was produced and designed. I'm going to butcher this guy's
That's
name.
why I wanted you to do this.
Yes.
By
yes.
I would say Ropiaku.
Tsuri?
Surumi.
Sure. Who did Crash Bandicoot and then Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, he went over to Sony and he did a bunch of stuff with them, including Crash and Dax and Jack and Daxter and all that stuff.
Great games.
But it was also produced by
Potables.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
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 The weirdest part about this game to me, not even weird, but when I think about it's 1988, right? 1989, when they were developing this game, whatever. Michael Jackson was arguably the biggest star in the entire world.
I would agree.
At that point, yeah, because
Yeah.
that was before the whole.
How would you know? You were just born. I'm just
That
kidding.
that was argued. Yeah, I mean, because that was before the whole. The
Yes, which
allegations
came a few years
and-
later. But
I
he
mean,
was
that's a whole other story.
literally the biggest star. And for him to say, not only are we going to pay you to be in a video game, we're going to use your likeness and put you in a video game. He was heavily involved in the story, how the game was going to be played, the concept of the game, and helped produce it. It's crazy to me that
Could you see Michael sitting in a meeting and he's like, I understand the whole like punch and kick thing. That's really great, but I want to see some blue sparkles shoot out when
Yeah.
you do it.
what's the Dave Chappelle line? He's like, I've never seen Michael Jackson's alleged penis, but I bet I could describe it. It's got balls, shaft, perm, hair, probably some pressed permed hair.
Covered in glitter.
And he's got glitter sprinkled on it. And the guy goes, that is correct.
That baby just said seemed like Michael loves Sega, and from what I kind of did
yeah.
on my research too, is that he did love Sega. I don't know if this is in the notes or if I'm jumping ahead, but
You can. It's fine. You're going to talk about the music stuff. I know what
I'm
you're
not
going
going
to.
to talk about the music. I'm actually going to talk about. I read because they would touch base with Michael when they were developing it, and there was during the arcade version there was something that they dubbed the penis robot. Did you get to see the penis robot? Am I going too far?
No, go ahead, go.
So there is a robot that has a thrusting attack that looks like a penis. And they kept it in the game. Everyone that was developing it said this is the penis robot. They asked Michael, they said, hey, what do you think about this? And he says, yes, leave that in. Specifically leave in the penis robot. And I was going through all the stuff that Surumi, I'm not sure how to say that, but I guess they were in contact a lot. They would just kind of bounce off each other.
It was very collaborative. He was very involved. That's what I mean.
Exactly. Like I think I even read that they wanted to get a couple of sound bites because all of the sound bites are recorded by Mike.
He was again,
Yeah.
super involved in all that.
Super
Go ahead.
involved, and they just wanted a couple of things, and he recorded over an hour's worth of sound bites. Just
Yeah, because he was in. I mean,
Yeah.
from the onset, from the whole concept, he was in.
Yep.
He was
Yeah,
involved.
I thought that was incredible.
He wanted it to be good, and I
just
think that's what it was.
Just imagine being Michael Jackson at that time, and then saying, "I'm going to put my blood, sweat, and tears into this game."
Yep.
Imagine being Sega and having Michael
and having
Jackson
Michael
come
Jackson,
in
yeah,
saying,
and
"I'm
that's-
going to put my blood, sweat, and tears."
And
in
at
this
that
game."
time too.
When they were basically like, "Look, we're just going to give you a bunch of money. We want to put your face on a video game," and he's like, "No, hold on, I have some ideas. I have
I think the
of
world
concepts.
nearly blew up when Jackson was in the Pepsi
I've
commercial.
got a couple
He
concepts
absolutely
I wanna
was.
run by you.
Yes.
Yep,
It absolutely did. You remember when his hair caught on fire?
of course I
Yes.
do.
That was
Yeah, of course I do.
Sandbag just. I'm sorry, I jumped over you, but Sandbag just commented on that.
I remember wondering as a child, it'll grow back, right?
Yeah,
It's not burned off because it's like, look, I mean, I'm jumping around because of my own notes. I kind of say
Sure.
this, but it was a very different time. Michael Jackson, again, was literally the biggest star in the entire world because your access from a medium perspective was limited.
for
Everybody,
us in '88, it was video games and MTV. Like that was it.
but everybody saw the same things.
Yes.
Now people know who Tyler the Creator is, right? But not everybody in the world who knows who Tyler the Creator is, or people know, whatever band. I don't know, some recent band, whatever.
At this
But
point, it's whatever's on TikTok.
It's more fragmented.
Yes.
It's not the way it used to be where everybody in the world knew what was going on with or knew who this person was or this act in their music because that was it. Like your method of consuming music was the radio. That was it. Or you'd buy the records that you heard from the radio or the tapes or the CDs. And now it's like I can walk around and listen to anything I want anytime and there's no here's a new song by so and so band and it's coming out on this radio station and that's how you consumed it. It was not you picked what you pick what you want now as opposed to being fed what they wanted you to get.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
everybody consumed kind of the same stuff at that time. So it's just a different world and he just became this mega psycho star. So
Do I remember having the red zipper jacket when I was a kid?
hell yeah.
You did.
I remember riding my BMX bike down the street with that on, thinking I was the
Jay had
baddest
everything, man.
MFer when I was
That's
a kid.
awesome.
Let me tell you, the toys that I have from Jay, all those toys in the basement are from Jay.
All
Toy had
the, like
Jay had
the Turtles and Transformers G1s.
every Transformer,
Shredder,
every
right behind you here, Shredder.
Yep, this hip hop shredder right here.
Oh,
that was his.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So like quite literally, Jay had like every fucking cool toy. I had, I had nothing. Which
Jerry
is probably why I have
actually-
all this now, and you don't care.
Jerry actually got William the Refrigerator Perry GI Joe guy
Yeah.
off me. Jerry, that was record shop downstairs.
But with the football hammer, yep, he had everything. The mailaways, the everything.
I didn't even know that was a thing until right now.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, it was amazing.
What
Absolutely
about the
amazing.
Pixies? John says. I'm just pretending that I knew the Pixies back then. Yeah, we were cool, man. It was '88. I knew Francis Black.
Good old Francis.
Oh, Frank. Anyway,
Frank
moving.
Black's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
But either way.
So,
So it
what
was published by Sega, of course. We kind of jumped off this. So it was published by Sega. The concept and development was by Michael Jackson. It was one of. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. So I did like.
He does it to me all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in
I'm joking.
a rhythm.
No, go ahead. You talk about
Yeah,
it.
Jay was
No.
just
You
sitting
have all
there.
the
He
you
had-
have the information. Go
Mike's,
ahead.
Mike's
You know it. Go ahead. No, go. You know it. You wrote the notes.
Nope, do it, Mike.
I
Come
can't now. I'm prepping. I'm prepping for what you're about to say. Go ahead.
You're prepping for. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to prep. So it was one of the first celebrity endorsed video games of the post Crash era, part of Michael Catt's Genesis Does ad campaign. And Mike's going to pull some stuff out here for the feed. Genesis Does.
What Nintendo don't.
Can we? Yeah, there we go.
Who's right in the middle of that?
Yeah.
Look at that.
For those who can't see, Mike is holding up a beautiful picture of Mike in the middle.
Introducing Michael
Yep.
Jackson's Moonwalker.
Yes, it is a fantastic ad. It is an eye popping ad.
And back then it was a genius ad because that was a spin or a play off of the Bo Knows, which was a big Bo Jackson thing because Bo Jackson was one of the most prolific athletes of the time.
Yes.
Because he was doing
Well,
baseball and
marketed
And
crazy.
football, yes.
Perfectly.
Yes.
So I would say Michael Catt's got a lot of heat for how he marketed the Genesis. And Jay and I were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book or the audio book, The Console Wars?
I have not.
You should, because it really talks about how Sega rises to prominence when they hire Tom Kalinske, and he's the guy who replaced Michael Katz, this was Michael Katz's baby, this whole idea, right? And it was what I'm leading to here is, it was Michael Katz's idea from a marketing perspective to go out and say, we need to make a name for ourselves. We have like 15% of the share in this world. Nintendo's killing us, even though their hardware is inferior. What can we do? And he was like, it was his idea to go, we're going to start this Genesis Does campaign, and we're going to go get celebrity sponsors for like Tommy Lasorda, Arnold Palmer, Pat Riley, Mario Lemieux, Buster
Douglas, who beat Mike Tyson.
The biggest name. Well, that's such a calamity. The whole story behind that's hilarious because that game came out after he lost the championship.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the moral of the story is that they went and got people like Michael Jackson. They spent there's an LA Times article that's still out there on the internet where they spent like $10 million in celebrity endorsements, which,
looking back, it was worth it.
It really was, because even if like you have literally the biggest star in the whole world,
yes,
and their marketing was so. People want to give all the credit to Sega's marketing to Kalinske, and he did a fantastic job. And I would say absolutely he was the reason that they were successful later on, right? But there were good things that Katz did, and one of them was there's a commercial, and it's going to show over here at some point, or it's already shown, and it will show in a loop. It's a 30-second commercial for Moonwalker. And the commercial is quite literally Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal video, and as well as the gameplay from Moonwalker with the sound, with the Genesis song and the regular song playing back and forth for 25 or 30 seconds. Nothing else except for here's Michael Jackson. There's nothing else on the screen except for gameplay footage and music. And they said, at the very end, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, only on the Genesis console by Sega or whatever. It was that part was the ancillary part. Like, you didn't have to say anything. Everybody knew who that was on the screen, and everybody knew who you paid the money to be in the game. And
genius.
It was great marketing. And they had their whole Welcome to the Next Level ad campaign was fantastic. And the idea, how that came about and how they sold it, the marketing campaign and sold it to Sega is a great story too. You really should listen to the book or read it. But I just wanted to say, like, yes, in the time where they started to, like, celebrity endorsed games were not a thing. Okay, this was something that in the post-crash era nobody was doing, and it sort of worked in some cases, but in general it didn't. But I feel like in this case it did. Now I want to talk about
what we talked about, where it might get, and I might start an argument here in the chat, but I didn't talk to you about this, Matteo, but that was one of the things we were talking about is what they put into their advertising and what they put into their games, having Tommy Lasorda and having Michael Jackson and Arnold Palmer. Those things were so prolific for them, but they just never had their Mario. And I get people are going to say, well, what about Sonic? But they never had their Mario. Like, Nintendo never did anything like this from a marketing standpoint. They literally they put out Mario and said, here it is, let's do this. And that's basically where they went with it. And that's how different would things be if Sega had that Mario?
From what I know,
with their marketing.
From what I know about Sonic 2, and I don't want to derail or get too far off, but they actually they wanted to compete with Mario, so they had like little focus groups, and they were like, of these drawings, what do you kids like better? Like, they were trying to hit that demographic. So no, at that time they definitely didn't have their Mario. They further on tried to do it, but just like think about that. They had to. Every console has exactly that Mario. Yeah. Everyone wants that staple. So yeah, like you're saying, exactly at that time, what they were going with the celebrities and everything, they didn't have that Mario. I totally agree. Yeah,
and when they did have Sonic. And I'm not a Sega apologist. I'm a Nintendo guy. I like all of it. I should say that. Clearly, I do love the
90% of our episodes are NES.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm the NES guy, but I don't pick most of the games.
Yes, I want to say that too.
Yeah,
so
please.
We have two guys that have full NES sets without stadium events. So we could just talk about NES for days, right? And you're looking at it and it's like, well, I keep hearing, oh, there's a lot of NES, So what better thing for me to just drive out here and not talk about NES?
Exactly.
Let's talk about the Sega Genesis.
So John makes a good point, and that's exactly what I was leading to. Once they had Sonic, and once they had a mascot people could identify with, Sega was eating Nintendo's lunch. They were winning. They were winning at that point. And it was... But Sega of America and Sega of Japan couldn't come to agreement because Sega of Japan had their issues with how things were being done. And that's just the way it is. Like they caused their own problems for themselves there, and they are where they are today probably because of the decisions they made at that time and not enabling the U.S. Subsidiary of Sega to do what they were doing, which was being wildly successful.
And that was one of the smartest comments I made when we were talking earlier. Is that if you think about it, if they wouldn't have been cutting their nose off to spite their face, we might be all sitting here talking about not the Nintendo Switch, but the Sega whatever. Where at this point Sega, where at this point Sega, Sega's pretty much a defunct system.
Was it a Sega Jupiter? What was the other
Neptune?
The Neptune. That's
Neptune,
it.
yeah.
I knew it was another.
But I mean, those are the things we could be talking about if they didn't backbite each other.
So
but they were so bitter about who was better and who was doing it better.
I don't want to. Yeah, we could talk about.
Sorry,
we can have the whole.
No,
it's okay. We can have the whole Sega debacle discussion another time, but it's true. So
that's what happens when you talk about Sega, though. It always gets brought up. It has to.
Yeah. So Sega Bega. So they found a prototype of this game in 2018. A guy found it, and I think that's what Sandbag X was talking about. And that prototype was interesting because it has what in it?
Thriller.
Thriller, man.
Thriller.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Thriller.
So once that was found, and I do you know who it was that found it? I can't.
It was a collector guy found it. I don't even remember where it was. I read the article and now I can't remember.
I read the article. I'm looking to see if I can find it. Here it is. September 17th, 2017.
Yeah, it was late. 2018, whatever. But the moral of the story here is, in that prototype, when you go to the graveyard and you play the graveyard, level 3, right?
Yes.
Thriller plays, okay? And what they had to strip it out because Michael Jackson didn't own the rights to that song. He did not write that song.
Yes.
So they had to strip it out. So the initial first revision of this game that was available for public consumption still had part of Thriller when you... Go ahead.
When you dance.
Right.
When you do the special move.
In the graveyard.
In the graveyard. But it absolutely drove me nuts because the first time I played this game, we got to the graveyard and the song is Another Part of Me that plays in part of it. And when it played, me and my good friend that showed me the game, yes, here it is.
Go ahead.
This song right here drove me nuts. I'm looking like we're in a graveyard. It's got it all. And then if you do the special dance move, you do the Thriller dance.
You literally do the Thriller dance.
And on the cartridge that I had, it did not play Thriller still. So for years I did not understand it. And then once it was found, the person was gracious enough to, and I don't want to say the person, I wish I knew who it was, but they were gracious enough to dump the ROM.
Somebody purchased the game and dumped the ROM, which does not always happen.
No, and that's fantastic.
It was nice that it did.
Yeah, there's actually an image of the
prototype.
card. Did you see that,
looks
Mike?
so cool.
Yep. Oh, I saw it.
Okay,
I read the
figured
article.
you did.
Yeah.
It was Oladay 677.
I don't know.
So that's what that image was from. So
Well,
I'm assuming it's
since the ROM was dumped, I was able to purchase a cartridge from it on Instagram. His name is Toysaurus Games. His name is Eric. For those watching, it's Michael Jackson Moonwalker, the Thriller Restored Edition. I want to say he only made 20 or 30 of these carts. It's got a bunch of
cool
stickers
as
in
hell.
here, but the cartridge itself is like a little shimmery, glittery, and when you actually put it in the Genesis and you power it on, it has an internal light that lights the whole cartridge up. It is so cool. I had to buy this. Like day one, I think I was the third person to get one of these. I want to say he only made 20 or 30 of them. It is super cool. So when I just recently played this and beat it, I was able to do it because he says in the manual in here, this is the purest way, because on the prototype you actually can't beat it. There is an additional level on the end that does not end.
That's right.
So this is the one that would have Thriller, and he put it on the Rev Zero cart. It's like the board. So he incorporated all of it to be, this is the purest way to fully beat it with Thriller and everything. So this is, I love this game. I really enjoy. I'm happy I got one of them too, because he only produced so many of them.
And now
so.
I want one, and I don't even want repros, but this is one I'm like, oh, I want that.
I heard you got a
That
first
one's
print
pretty
Zelda
cool,
I'd trade you for. So
Maybe I would.
Oh my God. Well,
What are you going to do? What if I said, okay, it's at the house, you're going there tonight?
I probably wouldn't do it.
Have you seen what a first print Zelda goes for?
I don't care about money.
Good.
Maybe you should reach out. Maybe you should reach out and see if you can get another copy of that. That might be a different
Jay,
discussion tonight.
I have an idea.
What?
You sell me it.
$5, Pitts.
Yeah,
It's
it's
sold.
$5. I was hoping that I would get stuff for $5, but Jay
Oh,
is
don't worry,
now-
dude. I got a first print of Zelda for you for $5.
Don't worry, you're good. So we're just, exactly.
And we just give you the money.
Somehow Jay's going to get $10 out of this, and we're just going to swap things like
Yeah,
we
we
would have.
That's how it should be.
That's perfect. It's exactly right. He's the arbiter.
Hustling the most, my friend.
Yep. So, as that kind of segues us into the music,
Yes,
right? We talk
yes.
about this thriller part and the Revo.
Yes.
So there's the Rev 00, the Rev 01. There's all these multiple revs after revisions of the cartridge, and I found out I have a Rev 00. I have the Rev when you dance in the graveyard, mine plays Thriller, so it's pretty dope.
I have the one that does not do that. The full Thriller music is also in the pre-production cart. Sandbag just said.
Nice.
Nice. That's what a first print Zelda goes for?
Yeah.
A loose cartridge goes for that?
Yeah.
I'm done collecting. Who wants to buy my collection?
That right there is one of them too. 5-screw TM round seal Zelda. I know.
I don't care about
I need to
this.
see this.
What?
I need to see
Oh,
what
it's
that
yeah. Hold on.
Because you didn't tell me this. I want to see what this
That's
is.
too much.
$595
Oh, sweet
complete.
baby Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all condition sensitive, but whatever.
No,
anyway,
sure.
This podcast is not about Zelda today.
No, not today.
But we had to
Yeah, we'll
sneak
come
some
back to
NES stuff
Zelda.
in. We had to sneak some NES stuff in.
We did. Hey, we're good at that. That's what we do.
But let's talk about the music.
Where's default Jen?
So
he can yell at
where's
us for-
default JEN?
So he
Where's
can yell
Tyler?
at us for being talking about NES.
Normally in the chat talking all kinds of shit. I miss him. Damn it.
I don't.
Yeah, I know. You hate everybody though.
I figured he'd of all times to be on, he'd be on when Matty O's here.
I agree. So
Let us down, Tyler.
I called everyone a poser early, so
it's true. Before we get to the music part, I want to say one thing because we kind of glossed over it.
yes.
Tyler's a poser. Well, Matty O's here.
And they said it, not me. I'm staying out of this one.
What's a Zelda?
That elf plumber.
That's the guy. Yeah, it's the elf plumber. Yeah, he rescues the princess.
He's
from the
Mario's. He's
castle.
Mario's cousin.
Yeah. Except you go through the woods instead of the bricks. Pipes. Moving on.
Yes.
So celebrity endorsed games. People were like, "Is this one of the first celebrity endorsed games?" The answer is no. Okay, it is not. So there were plenty of games that were endorsed by celebrities, like Journey Escape, right? Pele Soccer, those kind of things. But I'm here to talk about the most important and early celebrity endorsed game of all time.
I'm curious.
That game
Oh, boom.
is Chuck Norris Super Kicks. Chuck Norris Super Kicks
Wait, what?
on Atari 2600.
It's the double. It's the double card.
It's a double ender. It's by who is it by? It starts with X. I forget.
Xenix.
They've
never seen this.
They've made a number of double-ended cartridges, but yes, Chuck Norris Super Kicks is amazing because you walk through and you kick guys and they fly off the screen.
Is it good? For Atari 2600,
Yes,
like, is it good?
I would say it's good. We can play it tonight.
Dude,
That'd
it's
be
Chuck
cool.
Norris.
We'll play it tonight, and it is so funny because
Can I ask too? What is this worth?
$20. It can't be much.
Okay.
You need one.
I'll trade you that Moonwalker for that.
You got a first print Zelda for me?
I'll give you both for that Moonwalker.
All right.
Sold.
Hey guys,
I got swayed by Chuck Norris.
hey, who is it?
How can't you?
Well,
be? It's Chuck
exactly.
Norris.
Getting back to your thing, yeah, everyone was swayed by Chuck Norris to get this cartridge.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
So-
want to give this back to you. I don't
Yeah.
want to hold it anymore. I'm,
It's
I'm
okay.
nervous.
No, I don't blame it. Let's have Mario hold it. What do you say? Can he hold it? Is it gonna?
Mario's gonna
Maybe you turn
disintegrate.
it- yeah, there you go.
Mario can't hold that.
No, you're right. He can only hold the remote. Chuck Norris will kick his ass.
He would.
I'll put him over here by the beer. How's that? There's Chuck. Okay. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never seen that.
So yeah, yeah. So anyway, Chuck Norris, man. Yeah. But let's get back to the music. Okay.
Yes.
I want to ask a question to both of you.
Yes.
Jay, I'll start with you. No, you know what? I'm going to start with the guest. I'll start with the guest.
Go ahead.
What is your favorite Michael Jackson song
On the game or in general?
ever? If you had to
That's
pick
tough,
one
man.
Michael Jackson song to listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Want to be starting something?
That's a good one.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Probably. I'd probably say want to be starting something.
Okay. Jay?
That's a tough one though. I could
That is
literally.
tough.
You could ask me tomorrow and I'd change my answer.
Yep. I agree.
PYT is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, see, I'm now kind of.
You guys are all thriller. It's all thriller.
It's
Dude,
thriller, man.
and that's the hard part
like Sean
because
said. He made Thriller, man.
But that's the hard
Thriller.
part because that's like as soon as you asked Matteo that, I'm thinking, and I initially went Bad. Bad is such a good song, and I remember when, and again, this is dating myself, but I remember when they world premiered Weird Al Yankovic's Fat on MTV, and I literally was fucking crying
laughing,
because I was laughing so hard. So I'm like, Bad's the best one because Fat was such a great song. But then I'm like, but Thriller's so good. But then Billie Jean's great. But then I'm like, God. PYT had, and I'm same with Matty O. You ask me tomorrow, it's going to be a different song.
Before I give you my answer, I'm going to ask one other question as an ancillary question. Would Weird Al be anywhere near who he is today without Michael Jackson?
No, 90% of his songs in the 80s and 90s were Michael Jackson songs.
No, he would be nowhere.
That is, okay. I want to make sure. I love Weird Al. I love him.
Me too.
Love him. But I'm just going to say, like...
But then Thriller? Like, the video for Thriller was
it's amazing. I need that tape. There's a tape out there I got to get. The Vincent Price video, the VHS. The Thriller video is on an authorized license.
Oh, yes,
tape.
yes. I need that,
We need that.
And that girl, I don't know who that girl was, but the girl in the video that's supposed to be his girlfriend. God.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was in love with that girl.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is, but I was just in love. Like when they made the Wolf movie for the Thriller video and Michael Jackson turned into the
I know
wolf.
exactly who you're talking to. I can see your face.
I just,
my head
like,
right now.
she was just like, oh, God.
As the kids say, she could theoretically get it.
Yes.
And by it, you mean syphilis.
No.
Bro.
She could theoretically get it, but not from me or you or Jay.
But then, like, Smooth Criminal, such a good song. God, there's so many good songs.
So that's mine. My
You're
favorite.
So sad he's gone.
I know. Well, yeah, I am. My favorite Michael Jackson song of all time is "Smooth Criminal."
You're a Smooth Criminal guy.
It always has been. It has everything. It has this.
So how do you feel about the Alien Ant Farm version?
I don't.
You don't feel about it?
No, I don't care about
It
that.
came on in the car on the way here today.
funny.
Really?
And yes, I was really happy that it came on.
It's fine. It's fine.
Can
but
I date
It's
myself?
done well. I mean, it's done well for
You were
a
13
cover.
when that came out.
I'm gonna date myself. The first time I heard Smooth Criminal, I think was Alien Ant Farm.
I believe that. I could believe that. You're 32,
And
3.
I'm sure I've heard it before, but I never like put two and two together until time.
When you go back and watch,
Ola Ray.
yeah, that's
her name.
Yep, that's her. So the Smooth Criminal video, like I'm gonna say, Thriller is like a whole other thing because it was like this big theatrical thing, right? The Smooth Criminal video might be the coolest video ever made. It really might. Like, and this is what I was talking about before when I say the game is represented very faithfully of the movie. The movie is very much represented faithfully. The beginning of the game, you walk in and you flip a quarter across the room into this fucking cool 50s Wurlitzer style jukebox, right? That video, he breaks into this like jazz club. They're all wearing zoot suits. It's a bunch of gangsters and dancers and stuff. And everybody's like, what the hell's going on? And he just goes to pull out like a quarter. And they think it's a gun. He pulls out this quarter and he's got to be 50 yards away from it. And he just goes, bing, flies across the room, right into the fucking slot, and bam.
You said you think.
Right there. It starts. And he just starts. And the best part. How can you not dance to this? The funniest part of the video is in the very beginning, when it very first starts and the music starts to play and he starts to like do his convulsing dancing thing he does.
Yeah.
The guy right to his left just does this thing. I'm going to take my headphones off. He goes, I'll remember this to the day I die. The first time I saw this video to the last time I saw it, I'll never forget. He goes, and I'm like, what kind of, because every other thing in the thing, the dances are awesome and it's all incredible, but that thing is so weird.
If you didn't get to see, it was if you're a SpongeBob fan, it was like a Squidward interpretive dance that just happened.
He was almost Holy Ghosting. It was almost a Holy Ghost. It was so close. But I'm like, what just happened? So like,
I like the Squidward interpretive.
Yeah, I agree.
That's pretty good.
But in the video, right, in this long form video, Michael Jackson crushes a cue ball in his hand and then blows the dust into the gangster who breaks the pool cue and tries to hit him with it.
Who's in the game?
Who's in the game?
Who's in the
Yes,
game?
yes.
And what kind of magic dust do you think? Maybe that's the cue ball dust he's blowing at him.
Whoa.
Did you ever think about that?
No, I didn't until
I didn't
now.
until today either.
Holy fuck, dude.
But also,
Don't do this to me.
I'm telling you.
This is why I chose this game, damn it.
We're
Let's
gonna
do
have
this.
to watch. We're gonna have to watch this stupid movie now, or at least the video. But also, that whole part where he like walks down that like the steps that like drop down, that's in the video. It's all there. There's so much of that video
Holy
in those
shit,
levels.
dude.
It's crazy. I'm going to
did
show
it.
you the video.
You've done it.
I'm getting the video.
I'm telling you.
You've done it.
I'm pulling it up on
Yeah. Okay, go do it. I don't care. Do it. But yeah, pull it up, and we can have it playing, and you can see what I'm talking about. It's terrifyingly awesome how, and I'm partial because it is literally my favorite Michael Jackson song. I love Smooth Criminal, and I always have.
I do want to get back to when you said you thought Thriller was the best video. You
Yeah.
think that? Have you watched Cyndi Lauper's Goonies video? It has Roddy Piper and Iron Sheik in it.
Dude,
That is
the girl is the Ola Ray girl. The Thriller.
the Thriller. Listen,
The Thriller video.
here's the deal.
And Vincent fucking Price.
No. I can say this. Jay, you were alive, and I was alive. And in 1983, 1984, I'm going to tell you,
And I'm going to follow it up with something.
There's
But go ahead.
There's never been a bigger cultural phenomena as the Thriller video.
And so my
Is this the 9-minute one?
I can't sit down for a minute.
Is this the 9-minute one?
Yes.
my dad told me about how big the Thriller video was, and he had the flu. So the only thing on TV on every channel was the Thriller video over and over and over. So
Yep.
he was throwing up, and he associated that with
With the video?
the video. Yes,
All right. Hello there, the yellow chair.
yellow chair appearance.
I feel like I can't sit down because I want everybody to see the video.
Hold on, I'm going to do this so you can see the stream. Move the chair over a little bit. There you go. So watch this. Okay, we're going to cut this out of the podcast, but here we go. Oh, man, we had Chad over here too. Sorry. Hi, everybody.
Oh, we're missing people on here. My bad.
Yeah,
That's the
Facebook.
Facebook chat. So watch this.
I was dropping the ball in the Facebook chat. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
just walked
Facebook
in.
folk. There he goes. There's a coin.
Where's the guy?
Watch. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Watch this. Don't worry. You'll never miss it.
Dude, that's like Kick McPherson.
Am I wrong? No. Every time, the first time I watched that video, I was like, what is that guy doing? And every time ever since, I've asked myself the same question.
Oh no!
It's amazing. So,
Oh my god!
Can we go back to our...
you. Yep.
Okay.
You're good. Dude, what I was getting at when I say it was just a different time, man. Like he was this I can't even begin to express how big of a star he would be.
Yeah.
Because anything I could even try and correlate it to now you'd almost have to get to like European soccer levels of like Ronaldo type, like Messi, like people who don't even watch soccer know who Messi is, right?
Yeah,
or
it's-
European football, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, but like that level of stardom is like.
On par with Michael Jordan. Like
Yes.
everyone knows,
Yeah.
like on a global scale, who you are.
So, well, let's talk a little bit about, the songs in the games we already kind of talked about, right? So, Another Part of Me, Bad, Billie Jean, Beat It, the Thriller, depending on which one you have.
Yes.
I said Thriller or Nah.
Thriller
right?
or Nah.
Yeah. And then the music was, he assisted with the creation of all of it within the game, but it was also handled by Hiroshi Kubota. And he's famous for being part of Sonic Team.
Yes.
So he was involved in, Sonic CD, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, all that stuff. And actually, one of the things I forgot to mention is, I forget the name of the team now. The AM7 development team became like something else. I did. I forget the name of it. Overwatch. Not Overwatch, that's a game, but whatever. It started with an O, but neither here nor there. So, yeah, and John referenced it earlier in the chat, but he was also heavily involved in creating the music, allegedly,
Yes.
for Sonic 3.
Yes, he was.
Right? And I don't care what anybody says, and Sega kind of denied it, but then one of the guys came out and said, yeah, that was the case. He was. And this is your problem twofold with it, because whenever Sega does anything with Sonic, it's always 1 and 2. 3 always gets left out. I'm sure because of who helped write the music, right?
Yes, yep.
They wanted to disassociate themselves because that game came out at a time when all the allegation stuff came out,
Yes,
right?
yep.
And that's what happened. So you rarely see 3 ever promoted, even though it is probably the best of the 3. Ostensibly, it's probably the best of the 3 games. It's hard to say. I'm not a Sonic aficionado, but when I play them,
2 is the best.
okay, that's fine. Everybody has their. Yep.
Well, there's 3 people and there's 2 people. There's not a lot of 1 people who would say it's the best, but
No, that was
2, in my opinion, is the best. I do love 3. Robbie would say 1 is his favorite. Everyone, you don't have to be the guy for every single thing, but thanks for being the guy yet again, Robbie.
We love you, Robbie. We wish you were here.
do.
Wish you would have just got in the car with Matteo. You'd be hanging out with us right now. You're on deck. Your boy Josh says the same thing. He says,
Well, Sonic 2's the best.
well, anyway. So yes, he was involved in the creation of the music and writing the music for Sonic 3, and then we all know kind of what happened after that and how things went for him. And it was really weird because I've almost forgotten, and it's as I was kind of doing image searches for, like, when I posted the thing on Instagram earlier with the picture of you and him, I was looking for images of Michael Jackson, and so many of them were in the latter years of his life where he had a fake nose completely, which, God knows if it ever just fell off. And like the straight hair, and I'm like, that's not how I remember him at all.
Yeah.
I barely even remember that part of his life. So it's just weird. So anyway, all right. So not a lot about the release of this game. Jay, when did the game come out?
Ooh, let me grab my notes. Wow, I'm still on music and sound. I'm too busy worried about beer and
Running the videos.
running the videos. Yep. So, what were we on release?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, sorry. I was just making sure I didn't miss something. Dude, I shouldn't drink beer when we do this.
No, you should.
Not
This is
these-
great. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
Not
this is
these
fun.
fucking monstrosities.
You got it. You're good.
So this is a long list. North America, August 24th, 1990.
It came out in Europe too. I think it came out in
Nobody
Japan the
cares.
next day.
Yeah, nobody cares.
It's fine. It kind of lends itself to the fact that, I'm going to skip ahead to the where to play it part now that we've mentioned this, because
I was going to ask, did
There's-
all platforms get released on that day?
no, just in North America. So I
Okay.
think it was the day after in Japan and then like some period of time later in Europe. I don't remember. I don't really care.
Did that give Japan the time to MF the game and be like, these people from the US are making this stupid game with this dancing sensation that probably everybody in the entire world knows, but it sucks. Because we don't want to encourage our system to be popular and more popular than Nintendo.
Maybe.
Dumbasses.
Maybe. Could have been. I don't know. I don't.
Sorry, I just had
I
to go on a
wasn't
tangent
privy to
about
those
that.
board meetings,
liked
but it sounds like how it could have gone.
Bunch of dicks.
So the point here is there's not a lot of places to play this game.
No.
Okay, there are not a lot of places. You can buy it for the Genesis or Mega Drive, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
You can get it for the Sega Master System, which is basically a watered down version of the game with worse music and graphics, okay, and less to it. And while we bring that up, I'm going to say this. This is an early Genesis game.
Yes,
this
it
game
is.
came out in August of 1990, and I'm also going to tell you, it looks phenomenal.
That's
It
why
really
I picked
does.
it. That's why I picked it.
It is a gorgeous looking game. At its core, if you strip Michael Jackson from this game,
Yes.
it's not great.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll get into that. But to be able to do what they did that early with the Genesis and make it look and act and be so fluid, it was kind of incredible to me. I was like, oh my God, you're controlling Michael Jackson. You're making him dance. You're doing the Thriller dance. Like it was all, you didn't need to know what was going on. You could see it, and no one had to describe to you what was happening. You knew. Like, that's Michael Jackson. There's no doubt about it. That's Michael Jackson doing the Thriller dance, or grabbing his crotch, or jumping up on his tiptoes, or whatever it is that doing the kick and all that stuff. It was fine. You know what I mean? It was like it was really good. So anyway,
And it was a genius piece because it was literally the trifecta, because they did the movie, which was weird now, but back then it was probably an awesome movie.
weird then too.
But then they had the video, which was a 9-minute video, which was unheard of back then.
Which was just cut straight from Moonwalker.
Yeah. And then you had the game. So like this dude literally put his entire life at that time into all of this, because he was doing all of it.
Yep, I agree. And so we talked about those versions. The home computer versions: Amiga, Amstrad, Atari ST, Commodore 64, DOS, MSX, and the ZX Spectrum. Different game. Don't care. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's whatever to me. I don't care. So, guess what time it is?
Is it the LJN game rating time?
The most exciting time. Actually, let's we got a ton of chats here. Let's jump on that first.
That is correct.
Yes, that is correct. Let's jump.
Can I answer his question, please?
If it doesn't take you a fucking
I
hour.
was waiting. I'm trying not to interrupt anymore.
Dramatic pause.
Nope. Trying not to interrupt.
Dramatic pause.
Nope. You were talking, and I was trying to be considerate.
I have not
You're welcome.
finished a complete sentence in like an hour.
That's because you're drunk as a skunk.
I'm not.
No,
I'm
he's
actually
not.
No, he's not. He's not. So yep, I
wanna
think it's
flip
time.
Jay a beer from about 150 yards away. Done, John. Let's make it happen.
It's perfect as long as you get it right in the slot.
Gameplay isn't as good on the Sega Master. No, it is not.
No, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't play as good.
Sandbag.
Yeah.
What was he? 6.1 and 6.2 are notoriously hard.
On Master System.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Good thing there's unlimited continues. Absolutely, until you get tired of it. And you're like, fuck continuing this game.
Yeah, just never mind. They'd say that's what the kids say when they get tired of it. Nowadays, it's all roguelikes. So you just keep going until you get it right.
Mexican runner
TMR.
managed to beat it without too many. Oh, okay.
Or known as TMR in the running community. I am, like to consider myself a man in the running community.
Are you an aficionado?
No, but I can speedrun a couple of games.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to watch you speedrun a game. You got those on your Twitch stream?
I do. I have and sorry to do this, but we're doing it. But I speedrun Chippendale. I speedrun Joe and Mac. I speedrun a little Contra. I speedrun a little TMNT 1, which, by the way, a very good game that everyone needs to give a chance. And if you can't beat it, hit me up. I'll help you beat it. And a couple other things. Jaws. Play a little Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws. Jaws, another hot take. Sorry. Jaws is a shmup. Can we just agree that Jaws is a shmup?
Yeah.
It is. Fantastic game.
So
John
you're
said
plugged
Speedy?
into the
And,
running community.
there's-
Is that what they call it in that circle?
I mean, it's such a small group of people, but such a large group of people. So I'm definitely around with a bunch of.
Will you sign this right by the Sonic?
Do you really want me to sign this? Do you want this? Do you want to just see what I'm left-handed?
I'm left-handed too.
Are
My
you?
man.
Nice. Hey, I like that. Are you left-handed?
I'm ambidextrous.
Oh, well, I didn't
No,
ask
he
you
just
that.
wanted, he just wanted to fit
I
in.
didn't ask you that. I asked if you're left-handed.
So Sandbag also said others
Yes.
that can take hours just for the last level. Hell yes.
You like that signature?
I just want to prove to people that I know somebody that's in the running community. That's what that's for. As I throw it on the floor.
Yes.
Probotector, yes. Probotector is
Contra.
Contra
Yes.
in Europe.
Yes.
Yes. So
I know some things.
yeah, I know you do. All right, yeah. So it's time
know a
for the
lot of
LGN
things.
game
Thank you.
ratings. That means we have to call our friends.
Ooh.
Are we jumping right into making
Oh
the phone
yeah.
calls?
Yep.
Let's call the posers.
Let's call the posers, and we'll call them posers when we call them.
Who are we calling first?
We got to call Robbie first. He's first on the list.
Roberto, you're up, buddy. Here it
8-bit
comes.
supremacy.
John is also left-handed.
That's why John's the man.
I'm ambidextrous too.
I'm going to
but I
text John right now and tell him he's the man.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, so we got some people watching.
Yeah, here.
Laura Beth said, Matt, yo.
Caitlin Smith. That's my girlfriend.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Hi, Caitlin
Alfred.
Smith.
Hi, Caitlin.
Lots of
I've
people
met
on
her.
the Facebook.
What up, Alfred? I
I've met
haven't met
Caitlin.
any of them.
I
so.
like her.
Alfred Dredgend on Instagram. Very nice guy. Awesome guy. Going for a GameCube set.
Wow.
Nice.
Good luck. All right.
All right, I'm going
We're
to
ready?
send John a text and tell him he's my BFF.
Hold on. Hold on.
Darn.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Bro.
What is this?
Bro.
Is
did-
not available.
Robbie.
He did not want to.
At the tone, please record your message.
Oh,
when
my.
you finish
That's why
recording, you may
John's
hang up
amazing.
or press 1 for more
Oh,
options.
now he's going to call you.
To leave a callback number, press 5.
Dude, let's leave him a message. Don't answer that damn call. Robbie, you suck. Where are you?
Bad dudes. Fucking bad dudes.
There he is. Oh, hold on. Hold on. And now, for the Prime Minister, Sinister, 8-bit supremacy, Robbie Coleman.
Can you play the other audio clip?
We need the other one.
Yeah, you need the other one first. I'm bad. No, not that one.
No.
The new one.
I know what you guys are all clamoring for. You all want the truth.
Yes.
The truth is coming.
Yes.
Hold on, Robbie. We
The
got
best
the
version.
good one.
You got to navigate this board.
Yeah, I recorded.
Bad dudes. Fucking bad dudes. Bad dudes. Fucking bad dudes. Fucking bad dudes.
Just so everybody knows, that's Robbie.
Yeah,
Singing
I recorded that on the fly today. Just
Bad
especially
Dudes
for
the
this
Thriller.
episode.
Absolutely amazing. And then he's like, "That's for you. That's my gift to the show."
It was even better.
One take, he
It was
says.
even better because you were dancing.
Yep, we could see you dancing in the car, Singing along. Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
And the fact that you
Drive
did it
on
in
the
one
highway.
take was the most amazing part to me.
Yeah, I drive on the highway.
Sandbag said I'm getting an unlisted number. Should I block it?
Yes.
No, answer it. It's us. I mean, no.
We'll call
don't
you
answer
if you
it.
want us to give you a ring, man. You can be next. Well, after John, I got to call next first. I got to call John first. But anyway.
Yeah, but Sandbag, we'll call you if you want to talk, man.
This isn't about Sandbag or John right
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry. It's Robbie.
It's about Robbie.
Whether or not who's left-handed or ambidextrous, which I thought we were talking about.
Matteo and I are left-handed. Mike doesn't count.
I am cross-dominant. I do certain things with my left hand and then others with my right.
That's me.
You guys are both jackasses.
I'm the same way.
I'm the same way too, but I didn't want
can't
to.
do everything with both hands. equally as
How do
strong.
you write? How would you
I write with my left hand.
Okay,
So
so
you're
you're
left-handed. Thank you.
I throw with my right hand. Though.
I do that
I
too,
do the
but I'm
same
not.
thing.
What if I
right-handed.
throw with my left hand and write with my right hand?
Then you're right-handed.
Yeah.
I play Michael Jackson's Moonwalker with my left hand.
I do too. Usually I'm holding on to Matteo with my right one while I'm doing it.
Ooh.
That's not true yet.
Good night, everybody.
We're working on it. We'll see how it goes. Anyway,
Hey, Robbie.
Anyway,
welcome back.
Oh, and John, you're not getting.
Long
you're not
time
getting
no
bumped.
talk.
yeah,
I'm fine with
so-
being bumped.
He's not. John doesn't get bumped.
You? I don't know. Yeah, I'm here. You there?
Yes,
I'm
sir, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're waiting for you to say something interesting.
What am
I've
I
been waiting for that
supposed
for a
to
while.
say? You didn't ask a question.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, I have a question for you. Since they don't let me talk and I'm trying not to interrupt.
I'm done. I'm not talking.
I feel like you're a little more reserved because you're scared to interrupt people.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be better, but they're just real. They're,
I
what are
want
you going to
to
say
interrupt
something?
you.
I'm used to just plowing over the conversation and dominating everything. And I'm like, trying not to do that, but I will. Anyway,
That's what editing is for in post. You just cut that part out.
yeah. So what's your rating of this game? How would you rate this game, Robbie? On a scale of
I'm gonna give
1 to 5 in 0.5 increments.
I'm giving it a 4, and every time you're about to do one of these episodes, you have me write a thing, and then I write it,
No.
and you never
No.
ever read it.
What I'm saying is I can either call you or you can write it.
Oh,
That's what I've been trying to ask you. So don't write it if I'm going to talk to you. If you like
been
writing it,
doubling
write it.
down.
I'll read it. I do read them. But if you just want to give me your rating over the phone, like we're doing now, you do not have to write anything.
oh, I've been doubling down every time.
Yeah, I know. I saw the book you read about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, we all saw that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can barely remember what I wrote to you about Michael Jackson, but I guess the 4.0, the reason I didn't give it a higher grade is because ultimately the gameplay fell a little flat for me. But presentation-wise, like you guys were talking about earlier on the show, fantastic. Like they nailed it.
Yep.
You know, it's true to everything that you want it to be. And you can grab your crotch on the fly with an arbitrary command.
That's worth 0.5 alone. If you're
Yeah.
looking at this and going 3.5 or 4, and then you do that move, you're like 4.
Yeah.
That alone does it.
So stylistically speaking, yeah, but then it kind of falls into that category of like collect them up level design that I get bored of. A lot of Genesis games do that, like Lion King, Cool Spot, shit like that. But like, it's fine for what it is, and it's an early Genesis title. Like, yeah, the cover art's great. It's got the grid thing going on. Cover art's phenomenal. I don't really know what else to say about it aside from everything else you guys have already covered. But yeah, 4 out of 5, I think, for a Genesis title, an early Genesis title.
And do you feel like, well, I guess my question would be, if you remove Michael Jackson from this game, what do you have?
That's a tough one, man.
I don't think this game gets a 2 to 2.5.
What rating? Oh,
No,
yeah,
well, I mean,
didn't-
I wasn't really, I should have asked it that way, but that was not my original intent. But yes, let's say you've removed him and it's just, I don't know, Jimmy and Bimmy.
Yeah, I mean, if you removed him and all the Michael Jackson theme going on, I'd say like a 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's just like a gameplay with like some guy and you had to do all the same tasks, you'd be like, oh, it's brutal, but that guy can't grab his crotch, so.
I mean, he can, it's just not as,
Oh,
it's
he
not as
can,
good.
So I guess that's 3 then.
It's weirder. It's just weirder when he's like, he leaves it there.
And then if he can't do it, you just grab your own crotch while you play the game.
Right. And then I rate that a 5 every time.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up on that note.
Yep.
all right.
That's where we end
Perfect
this.
timing as always. So thank you, sir, for joining us. And
That's the wrong song.
no, it's not, because I have to throw in because it's Michael Jackson. But the best song is this one.
Bad dudes. Fucking bad dudes.
That's an all-timer, my friend, and thank you for contributing as always.
Robbie won the internet
Yeah,
today
man.
with that.
Yep.
I'm full. If you guys need a recording for the next episode, I can do it while I'm driving the highway.
We might need one for every episode going forward. I don't want to ask too much of you, but you're already calling in for the ratings. But man, if we can get your rendition of, I don't know.
If he could do
Journey
that with
Escapes.
every game we
Faithfully.
play,
We're doing Journey Escape next.
if every game we play, he takes the soundtrack to the game and just goes, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm a bad fucking dude.
Fucking bad dudes. That would be great.
And for
that's
every
good.
like title song for every game.
Yep.
I think that was like literally like an hour or two before I meet up with Matteo. So the Michael Jackson episode was on my mind, and then that came on
Yep.
the radio. It's MJ, and it's always on some radio station still. And I was like, this is perfect. I'm gonna.
This is perfect.
Video.
And you can't do anything without bad dudes.
Just the image of
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
the image
just a
of you in
one-trick
a
pony.
early 90s full-size van listening to Michael Jackson on the radio with that mustache singing
Bad dudes.
bad dude is just it broke the internet today.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a
bad
bad
fucking
dude. Bad dudes.
Is that what Cold Karnov is singing when you've been struck by?
I think it would be. Cold Karnov gets blue. He sings Michael Jackson to cheer up.
Smash or something. They have a Cold Karnov in there.
Cold Karnov mashes up 8-bit in Michael Jackson and it sings I'm Bad Dudes. That's the name of that song.
Is that'd be like a sick rap alias. Cold Karnov.
That is
I'm
pretty
gonna
dope.
Keep that one under my hat for the future.
He could look like Leahy was when he's in the pool of all blue liquor. Cold Karnov looks like Leahy when he's all smurfed out. Anyway,
Robbie, you got to do an album now under the moniker of
well, he's
Cold
already
Karnov.
done a number of them.
Cold Karnov. That'll be it. That'll be the freestyle in my van on the fly.
Let's go. Your homage to Bad Dudes, your magnus opus. All right.
I love it.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you, Robbie.
Bad dudes. Fucking bad dudes.
Bye.
Oh, that's priceless.
Oh, it's so good. All right. So, who's going next? You want me to call John next? You going to have Jay? You want to go next? What do
You
wanna
want to gap them again? Let's gap them again. Again, keep some.
Yeah, sure.
We'll keep them separate. So I'll do mine. Mine's quick.
Yeah, go.
So I gave it a 3.5. 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5.
That's what you had told me.
Yes, I was thinking 3 for some reason.
You looked at the zero.
And I have a feeling John's probably going to reverberate the same thing I feel with it is the game's good. Like the graphics are amazing. The music is for a game from 1990, graphics, music, the game is amazing. But it's just so monotonous and droning. It's like you've got 3 levels of everything. So you start out in the club and it's 3 levels of literally the same club and the same levels and the same stairs, and you're saving the same kids, and then you do it again for 3-2, and then you do it again for 3-3, and then you go to the parking lot,
And you have the
and
bombs
you
you
do
can't
literally
avoid.
the same thing.
The bombs
3
have a number
times.
on them that count down in 3
It's just-
seconds and hurt
yeah,
you.
it just gets so monotonous and
Or 1 second.
boring.
Or 1.
And
That's
again,
right,
I
that's
think
right.
I really do. I know you mentioned it with Robbie, but I feel like it's one of those. If you took Michael Jackson out of it, this game wouldn't be interesting at all. Like if you took everything Michael out of it, it would just be,
I agree with that.
But I mean, all in all, like it was nice to play it and to see it and to relive everything again, just because there is so much history behind it.
Yeah.
And especially with that being in 1990, that brings back a lot of my legit childhood across the board, music, movies,
Yep.
and games.
Yep.
Just because Michael Jackson was so prolific then.
Yep. I agree. It was I would sit and watch the video and listen to the music and just be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like it was just like you forget, like with everything that happened later in his life, you forget how amazing, like he wrote those songs. He composed a lot of that. So it's just like
And that's you
Like-
don't get that nowadays. 90% of the artists that are out there right now, and I'm sure people will argue with me about it, they don't write their own music.
But even if they did, it's not that.
No.
Nothing. I can't think of like maybe peak Stevie Wonder soul funk, but there's nothing else that makes you want to move like that. Like early Motown maybe, but that's just like wow. Like I like to dance. I can dance, but I don't dance very much. But that
I seen that move you did earlier. You cannot dance.
Oh, dude, I was
whatever that was. I don't know if you.
That
can
was
dance.
I was operating. Hey, we can have. You want to get served? I can serve you.
we could throw some cardboard boxes down. We can do a
Oh,
little funky,
shit.
little.
We might have an after show. We might start our Patreon tonight.
I'm not trying to say you got served, but
You won't be able to. That's fine. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't make anyway. Okay, so
But that's my rating over.
yeah, very good. Now, Maddie, do you want to go, or do you want me to call John?
I don't mind. I can just go right now. I will say that this is Michael Jackson's hide and seek. You just try to find people hidden, and I actually like this game. I do like this game. I can't really say a whole lot than what hasn't been said. Music is phenomenal. Obviously, the Genesis twang is nice. I like the gameplay. I like the controls. I like how it feels. Before I played it recently, I would have given it a 4. If I could give it a 3.75, I would. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I still love this game, and I think everyone should play it. It is a very good early Genesis title. But I mean, and if you touch back on that, if you take Michael out of it, it wouldn't be a good game. I do agree with that, but the whole game is based around Michael Jackson, so that's kind of hard to say. I mean, you can't really say that. Like, well, if you took him out of this whole environment that he created, it wouldn't be good. Well, obviously, it wouldn't
If
be
he
good.
didn't sing Billie Jean, it wouldn't be as good a song. I get what you're saying. I agree with you.
But I mean, it's a 3.5 for me. It's a great. I would have given it a 4, but I'm giving it a 3.5. Have I tried Barney's Hide and Seek? Sandbag says yes, I have. That's a pretty good game. No, it's not good. That game sucks. Don't play that hide and seek. Play Michael Jackson's hide and seek,
AKA Moonwalker.
AKA Moonwalker. Yes, I do like the game, but it's a 3.5 for me.
That's fine.
I will say the game controls. I left that off too. The game,
Yeah, the controls are tight.
The controls are great.
Yes.
Like for a game from 19, especially from that like genre of games from the side-scrolling beat 'em ups. The controls are great on that game.
Yes.
Literally the only complaint I have is just it's monotonous.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, I agree. All right, let's give John a ring.
John Young, ladies and gentlemen. That's a monster of a beer.
It is.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
What's going on? Did I miss the show?
Yeah, we're already done.
What show?
By the way, if you could play the music before I get on, then I wouldn't have to like scramble to get my remote. Oh, sorry. Are we recording?
This music?
Oh, there we go.
Retro game enthusiast John Young. Everybody.
Sandbag said the same number again. I'm blocking.
It's the same number again. Okay, I'm blocking it. Mr. Young, how are you?
Pretty good.
I will
Hey, man.
lead in. I will absolutely start leading in your music. And if you're considering the current social climate of the world, if you want to change that music, by all means,
Yeah, that might not be a
let
bad
me
idea.
know if you want to move to something else because it's a little
Yeah. Much
Russian.
love to my friends and family in this,
Yes.
and Slavic region. So,
Yes,
you know.
our thoughts go out to those.
Kohamchi. So anyway, but yeah, let's talk about that stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to. Look, I avoid the trolls on the internet. I'm not going to do it on a podcast.
That's fair enough. Real quick, Robbie, you're right. I screwed up, but don't worry, we'll get it next time. I made a mistake, and I had Robbie called me on it. So, Mr. Retro Game Enthusiast, as Tiger Wolf Games calls you, a real bad dude. Although I think Robbie might contend with you based on the singing I've heard. I'm going to have to hear your rendition of "I'm Bad Dudes."
We could always move Bad Dudes to John now, and then we could just use Robbie's Thriller / Bad Dude intro for him.
Nobody looks at me and says that's a bad dude. I don't think.
I think what we need to do, that's fair.
I don't know, John. The first time I ever saw you, I was like, man, that is one bad dude.
One fucking bad.
Really?
dude.
But you were also wearing
Oh
a
my
glittery glove and a red jacket with a bunch of zippers on it, and you had
And you're
jerry
eating a
curls.
cheeseburger.
Yeah. I think
No, I raved hard back in the day.
I think what we need to do. Yes.
94 GMC.
I think what we need to do is we need to print off pictures of Robbie and John's face and tape them up on the Bad Dudes poster over here.
Just put them over the bad dudes.
I like it.
Yes.
We need to do that. Okay. You need a 94 GMC. That's what makes me bad. Yeah, that's it. That van will do it, man. It looks like a rape van. It's a spy van. It looks like a rape van. Anyway, so welcome back. Thank you for joining us as always. How are you? How's everything been?
I'm doing great, man.
Good. Kansas City treating you well?
Staying up past my bedtime.
Yeah, no, usually you're in bed by 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock there though now, right? It's 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, I got my my Turtle Brown, whatever the Nesquik knockoff brand that I'm drinking, so I'm good.
It's called Bosco.
Turtle Brown. No, don't cut that.
Okay, you got it. Cut it. I'll cut it. Don't worry. So, have you heard of this game, Moonwalker?
Mike, let me talk. God damn it.
I'm trying to lead. I'm just going to mute my mic. Go ahead.
All right, John, you just got me a Matteo. We're good.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good lead-in. So, Michael Jackson, Moonwalker, right? That's what we're talking about?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. Man, this game is there's so much variance because, I mean, I don't want to reiterate too much of what everybody's already said, but the music, man, the sprites, it's really hard for me to separate that nostalgia. But to Jay's point, which I missed part of because of, video timing, was that type of game had been beaten into me at $60 or whatever it cost back then so much. I think $50. I think Genesis was the cheaper one. But that I just didn't want to play that kind of game. Now, Michael Jackson, Moonwalker was on the early end of that, but I don't know. It's almost like that Scooby-Doo thing where you're just looking through doors to find people. So yeah, it's all over the place. The music's so great, but I'm gonna have to go with a 3.
3.
It's just I can't not separate that bad gameplay for me from I don't know. It just I want to listen to the music. I don't want to play the game. That's how it comes down to. Or watch maybe a speed runner or something to it.
Hey John, can you repeat all that? I wasn't listening.
No, that's fine.
A 3 is a respectable score, though.
Well,
out of what?
Yeah, and then for me,
out of 5. 3's a good score.
It's decent for me. 2.5 would be play it if you have to, which pretty spot on. That's what I would say if Michael Jackson wasn't in it. But the sentiment's the same. You legitimately have to have. If you remove Sonic from a game and the speed and the music, then it's not as good of a game.
I
same
agree.
kind of idea.
I agree.
So it's, I don't know. If you asked me in 1990, 91, I'd actually put it up there higher just because it was an experience with the music, the sprites, everything. And that's part of the gameplay. And not to lose my cred, but Robbie was the one that told me that the crotch grab didn't do anything. I just thought that I was too stupid and need to read the manual.
Yeah, I think we all were like, "What does it do? Nothing." Well, okay, what? It was the first time I remember being like, "Why is that in a game then?" But it was fine. It was Michael Jackson, but I was also like, "But why though?"
I mean, Sonic looks up when you press up, and it doesn't really do anything.
But he's looking up.
Well, he's grabbing his crotch.
Take your life away.
Is he?
You don't lose a ring.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
No, but that if you put yourself in that mindset at the time. It made total sense because you wanted to grab your crotch in the game. I mean, there was no Al Bundy, but it was pretty much.
Who is? He's a legend.
Exactly. How many touchdowns?
4. They won the city championship in '66 at Polk High. 4 touchdowns, one game. It's true. Yeah, Robbie knows. Look at that.
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns, one game.
But no,
number 33, Al Bundy.
At the time, it was very much geared towards that. And frankly, as far as a licensed game, they did kind of knock it out of the park. Michael Jackson wasn't going to put his name on anything that was trash at the time.
Yep, it's true.
And honestly, if they would have just had the chiptunes or whatever it's called technically, people would have bought it. So
Yeah, people
Yeah.
were buying buttons. Anything that had Michael Jackson's likeness on it, people would buy. It did not matter. And the thing I do appreciate it is it was not something that was proliferated on everything. Like, it was not like, I don't know, like, it wasn't like Krusty the Clown's marketing of everything, like Krusty pregnancy tests and Krusty, the Krustios. There wasn't all of that.
Krusty's Funhouse is good though.
The game is fine. I meant more of the products that he showed in the show. But yes, so but he could have sold it. It could have been a giant dog turd wrapped in a Genesis box, to your point, and people would have bought it. And it wasn't.
Yeah, and this is kind of what you were saying earlier too. Like as far as music and like anything's concerned, movies, music, video games, the best games for you are the ones that are so marketed towards you that other people aren't going to like them, right?
Yep.
Because it's so specific to your experience and so unique to you. And the broader you make something like, an Avatar where they have to add a Jar Jar Binks, like it's definitely a thing where it's like, okay, you've added too much kid stuff. Or Cobra Kai, my current example. I'm just going to blame everything. But with Thriller, that album as a whole was so specific to me in my childhood at that time, but also, like you said, like people in their 50s were listening to it, people, in completely different, world backgrounds. So China loves that album. It's amazing what he was able to do with that.
Yep, I agree.
And just to throw back to a previous conversation, because I don't comment too much in the chat, I would say that the best non-Thriller album song nobody ever talks about is Tabloid Junkie.
I thought you were going to say Dirty Diana.
No. Is that the Alien Ant Farm song?
No. It's on Bad.
Sorry, that's Annie. That's what that's called.
Yeah, that's Annie. They were always just making sure she was okay. That's all, I think.
Yeah.
They just wanted to, they were really making sure. All right, well, anything else?
I was trying to see how long I could talk until you interrupted me. Yeah.
I didn't.
About 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. That's a record, my friend, by 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
And don't listen to those people, man. Talk over people. Was I the person that told you that you were talking over people? I was just saying I wanted to drink while you were doing it.
No. What's going on over there?
And I don't know if anybody pointed this out.
Sorry, John, I poured a beer in the microphone.
I can't see anything. Video's off. The double-ended cart. The only ones that I'm familiar with that are all the ones that you probably can't say the names on.
Yes.
Normal, so.
Yes.
Beat 'em and eat 'em, I think is one of them. Is that the safe one to say?
It's safe. This is a safe space.
Is that a double-ended cart? I do want that game.
Artillery Duel and Chuck Norris Super Kicks.
I do want Beat 'em and eat 'em.
Look at him. He kicked this guy right in half. Look at the picture. Really he kicked the guy right in half.
Yeah.
It's actually a normal cart. He just did the splits, and it just like.
It was so amazing that 2 games came out, even though they tried to only produce 1.
Yeah, it's like a multi-dimensional thing.
He did the Johnny Cage where he did the splits and then punched the game right in its nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
No, man, that's all.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for joining us, as always. And we'll be in touch soon.
Pleasure.
See you, John.
See you, dude.
Have a great day, bud. Bye.
Bye.
John Young, retro game enthusiast on Instagram. One of the most knowledgeable Famicom box guys in the entire world.
Sandbag had made a chat that said...
Yeah, let's catch up on chat. That was just going to suggest.
Said he's not going to rate the game, but some of the cons include some of the non-intuitive placement of some of the kidnapped kids. I agree with that.
I wholeheartedly agree with that because there are spaces where you would not even know that you need to look.
Yes.
Windows and bushes that you can't barely even see, and you have to look for them there.
The overly difficult boss fights on 3-2 and the stairs in stage 1. So now I know what he's getting at, and he said some people don't know how to, he says, for me, the stairs cause majority of resets. So
I bet.
The stairs, I mean, as a speedrunner, that's going to be the thing. Like, can you get on the stairs in time? And
it's a finesse thing.
It is a finesse thing, absolutely.
Yep.
And he also says that some people don't know how to access the upper level of 1-3, which
I don't.
You don't know how to do it?
I don't know what that is.
So like the stairs, how to get up top. To
Oh, yes, I
the
do.
stairs
Okay,
to
yes,
drop
I do.
You have
Down.
to press like the magic button or
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
stairs,
jump up.
Yeah,
And then, yes.
or up.
Just
an
like
attack,
in the
yeah.
real Smooth Criminal video.
Yes, yes.
when he
So-
walks down the stairs as they are descending in an amazing, cool fashion.
Wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yep,
just
I agree
wanted
with all that
to
as
bring
well.
that up.
And I don't think we even figured that out until just playing it the other day. We couldn't remember it until like the third.
We didn't know that you held the button down to dance and kill stuff.
In
It's-
the AVGN episode too, he talked about how he didn't know how to get down on the sewer cap.
Yeah,
For the
to spin
longest
the
time,
caps
I'm like,
off.
I didn't know
You
you had
have
to
to
spin.
spin.
Yeah, you
Yep.
have to spin the cap off.
I learned that from him as well.
That was another thing too. That back in the day, I was like, I don't know how to do this.
Silver colored stairs. Yep, we know. Yeah, we pieced, I pieced it together once. He said I understood. Yeah, it was. We didn't either. Like we didn't at first.
So
I'm
we
like, how
call
do you?
Sam back now then to get into Deanna's number.
Well, if he wants us to call him, I don't want to be rude and impose. But if Sam Peg X wants us to give him a ring, I'd be happy to do it. So
Well, that or we could at least give him our number to block.
yeah. Well, that's a good idea. We could at least give you the number that I call from, so you don't have to ever hear from it again.
Well, Mike, I believe it's on you. I would love to hear. What
I
you
never
have to
go
say.
last. It's weird. I never go last for this. I always usually have the guest go last or somebody else. And
Well, Mario hasn't given his score yet.
he sure did.
I did.
Where were you? It was a 3.5.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess I'll have to cut this from the podcast.
That's fine.
But anywho, I've kind of already said how I feel, right?
Yeah.
You can say if you lift Michael Jackson on this game, what kind of game is it? It doesn't matter. If you lift Michael Jackson on a I'm Bad or a Thriller, what kind of song is it? It's irrelevant. It's not, it's like saying, well, if we didn't give up that one long play in the game, we would have won by 5 points.
Exactly.
It doesn't fucking matter. You did. They scored on a 96-yard touchdown, okay? So it happened. So I'm going to echo everything that you guys said. And I kind of did my own like little computation formula. And I would say that graphics and sound, top notch, 5 out of 5. And the scale is out of 5, by the way. I think it was Tiger Wolf Games, I was wondering.
Yes.
It's out of 5. So I would say, yeah, and Robbie says the arcade game is a 5. I would say that those two things are a 5. The gameplay is like a 2.5, right? Like the fun factor of it is in that middling range. And I think that if you kind of, the amalgam of it and you kind of divide it all up, I land in the same range. And I'm still trying to figure out, I don't think it's a 3. I don't think it's a 3.0 because I think Michael Jackson's presence and the presence of the songs and how faithfully it sticks to the plot of the movie and the scenes and the things. That's the stuff that I'm like, wow, there was a lot of thought and consideration that you did not get. Like to Robbie's point, and everybody said this before, licensed games, like the classic, I can crap in a box and market guaranteed, right? From Tommy Boy. That's what you usually got. You usually got a bunch of garbage. This was not garbage. And I think that has to be taken into consideration. So I try not to overrate things, right? I'm trying to fall, like my mind says 4.0, my heart says 3.5, and I'm somewhere in between that where I'm like,
Right there.
yeah, like I almost want to flip a coin because I can't give it a half score. So I'm going to go to 4. I'm going to give it a 4.
fair.
I think I'm going to give it a 4 just because in my life, Michael Jackson was such a huge thing, right? And I'm not like the biggest Michael Jackson fan, but it was the cultural phenomena that was him is undeniable.
Yes.
And this game to me is a faithful representation of what you should have expected from a licensed game from a property like that. And it was a quality product. And that's why I think I'm going to boost it from the 3.5. The gameplay is mundane and repetitive and exorbitantly difficult at times. But I think that the fact that I can just grab my crotch, like I said, that's what it should have been the deciding factor. 3.5 or 4, I could grab my crotch in a video game. 4. Boom. What other game could you do that in 1990? None.
Not a single game.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to think it needs to be higher. No, 4. 4.0.
4 is fair.
4 is fair.
4 is very fair.
All right. So we've already talked about where to play it. We've already
Yes.
discussed its legacy a little bit.
Yes.
So I'm going to...
That's his thing. He likes ripping stuff up.
I'm into it.
I like ripping it into the mic and then... Hold on. Shh.
Wow.
We need a wastebasket over there. If I make one, we give something away. That's what we need to do.
You need to add it to the Stream Deck to just do the he's heating up or he's on fire
Yep.
for how many you make.
And when I don't make it, you can go...
You suck!
Yes.
No, it needs to be the, when you hit a ball in Wii Sports and it's like when you play the baseball. And it's
Great
like,
shot.
nobody cares.
Yeah.
Foul ball.
Oh, yeah. Out of bounds. MFN Tech Box says 3.5 maybe. Yeah.
I gave it a 3.5.
I get it. I think it's a generational thing too. So anyway, so let's get a little bit into we're
3.0 on the paper throw.
Yeah, it was absolutely at best a 3.0. It's a pity you can grab your
Wait, when did this turn into an ASMR channel?
Yeah.
Right now.
It's always
listen to me wheeze while I laugh like I eat cigarettes.
It's always been one.
Oh,
That hurt my ears. Jesus Christ. Don't cut any of that.
I
You
will
asked for it,
never,
ladies and gentlemen. You
cut
asked
any,
for
I'll
it.
never cut any of that. Okay, so I'll talk about collecting. Matty, I'm going to let you talk about speedrunning, and then Jay, you're going to wrap us up. Okay?
Wrap it up.
You need to wrap that gavel up, Judge.
Wish I had a wrap it up button like Dave Chappelle.
Shit.
It's time
Really?
to
Nothing?
wrap it up.
Nothing? Not even close? No? Wrap it up.
Nope.
You need to wrap that gavel up. All right.
Nope.
So there aren't a lot of different versions of this game, although there are different revisions of the Genesis cartridge. And a lot of people don't know that, right?
Yes.
So we talked about the prototype version plays Thriller. The Rev 00 plays Thriller in the graveyard when you do the dance moves. And then every other version does not. So if you know what you're looking for, a Rev 00, the only way you can find out is if you skip
Playing
to that
it,
level
yes.
and play the game.
Yes.
So unfortunately, when you're in a game store, there's no way for you to identify, like it's a 5-screw this
Unless
or
they're
it
a
has,
meticulous store that has it labeled as this is
if they know,
Yes.
but the problem is you don't want them to
You
know.
don't want them to
You
know.
want to go in and go, that could be the one I'm looking for. That's
Exactly.
the 5-screw gotcha. It's
Exactly.
5-screw jaws. You want that moment, but you really can't get that moment with this game. You either have to buy it from somebody who knows that.
Yep.
And it could potentially command a premium. I think people who know that that's a harder thing to find would potentially try to profit
little
from
more.
it.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you wanted, I would pay for it. I'm lucky enough that I have it, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm just going to talk about the basic versions of this game. So really we're just going to say two. There is the Genesis version and the Master System, right? Outside of the revisions and the printing error, right?
Yes.
The upside down label, which is somewhat common
Yes.
for Genesis cartridges. Go ahead, Jay, you have something to say?
Just a quick question. So I'm guessing that you have them listed this way because there was just not a lot of data as far as what pricing was.
You can't get
They didn't give you
versioning
specific,
different.
okay.
If you want to go on eBay and look for a Rev 00 version of Moonwalker, you might find one, but if it's ever sold, it's hard to say. You know what I mean? You can't. It's very esoteric information, right? So we're just going to go core level here.
Because probably in general, most people don't know that.
No, I would say a huge majority of the world doesn't. Also, you know what? That's their fault because they don't listen to the show. So whose fault is that? I'm out here. We're trying to drop some knowledge and educate people.
Yeah.
You don't listen. I can't help you. You want to sell your Revo at regular price? That's your fucking problem, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll buy it all
The
day.
more you know.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
We need that.
Star
we
White.
need that. We need that sound.
All it is like a weird like.
Whatever.
Anyway. So the loose version of this game for Genesis is about $60. Okay, and again, we always say this. This is all condition sensitive nowadays. Whereas the CIB copy, like a nice, decent CIB copy, is about $175, right? And that price has basically doubled since 2 years ago, just like everything. But I remember trading a copy of this with no manual to a friend of mine. I sold it to him for $50. I had the second copy, the non-Thriller copy. Dumb bitch. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. He's a fine guy.
I actually had I don't want to cut you off, but I actually sold this game. And the gentleman who bought it from me, his name is Phil, or Sega Lone Wolf. And he said, I know you didn't want to sell it, paid me for what he would have bought it for, and said, keep it.
Oh.
Super nice guy.
Why? Like, I try to be a nice person, but nobody treats me as well as even just one of your friends. Like, it's like you have all these wonderful stories. People do all these nice things for you, and it's like I try to be that person that does all the nice things, but
I feel like on the other end, I also do nice things for people. So I think it comes full circle sometimes. But yes, it was very nice. Someone asked me to put up a game that was a higher priced game during a live sale. I was a little tipsy. I just grabbed the first thing I saw. I kind of regretted it. He knew it, but Very nice. I didn't mean
That's
to cut you
awesome.
off, but yeah,
No,
I
it's
thought
good.
I thought that was cool.
That's good. And Sandbag X says the Rev 00 version would be worth significantly more since it's less common. I agree with
Yes,
that.
yes.
I think it's a matter of this information being socialized and people understanding that it would be more valuable if you knew it. If you understood how to find out and then in turn publicized it, you should certainly be able to get more money for it. Most people don't know A, that it exists, or B, how to determine if it exists. and that they
Until
have it.
today.
Until all 11 of the people who listen to our show run out and try and they're like at every game store, can I see that copy of Moonwalker? And they have like a Nomad right there. And they're like, you have a place I can plug this in because I don't have the battery pack for this portable Genesis. Whose design was that? But well, don't give them the batteries. They got to buy an add-on to run it off batteries. You got to plug it in. Okay, anyway, I digress. Robbie says, you bought me Taco Bell when I had COVID and I'll never forget it. No,
So my only
the
follow-up
burrito
to
that
that-
is.
My only follow up to that is
You sold me the world is not enough CIB. That was nice.
Was it B85 Gamer says I picked one up for $5 off a Crackhead, and then Robbie immediately said the Taco Bell thing. So was the $5 for his burrito, and Robbie was the Crackhead?
No,
Okay, I was
Robbie
just
had
making sure.
COVID, and I sent him Taco Bell through DoorDash in Chicago.
Oh,
and when
that's awful sweet of you.
I tried to be a nice guy, and I asked him what he wanted, and he's like, "I'm not going to turn down Taco Bell." So, and I don't really want to talk about whatever. I don't talk about the nice things I do for people, whatever. But the funniest part was the guy who delivered it. It said your dasher's name is Oladipo.
Victor Oladipo?
No, not Victor Oladipo. First name Oladipo.
Man, it
last
just fell.
name Victor?
That's what I asked. But
It
no,
just
he
fell
said
apart after Indiana.
Yeah, and Robbie, if the Pacers thing didn't work out either. So,
No.
but Robbie said, when he came to the door to deliver the food, Robbie's like, just leave it in the foyer, whatever. He's like, I almost called him Home Depot.
Oh my God.
So anyway, it was funny. Oladipo, yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. But all right, so back to the collecting. Yeah, and then with a sealed copy of this game, if you can find one for the Genesis, I found one that sold for about $1,500. Okay, but good luck. Okay, there aren't a lot of sealed copies of this game out there.
No.
And that's fine. I don't collect sealed things. I just kind of talk about their price. Master System, this is a pretty affordable game. $40 loose, $50 to $70 complete in box. They had a copy at Retro Taku. I didn't get there in time to get it, but I would have bought it.
Yeah, I'd buy it at that price.
I would buy it to put on the shelf. It would not to be to play.
Was it a loose or complete in box?
It was CIB.
CIB?
Yeah, I could only say for some reason Sega's got to be CIB for me. I can't
agree.
do loose. I can't
I
do
agree.
loose.
I agree. I can't loose
Super
Nintendo,
Nintendo,
fine.
NES,
Super Nintendo,
yeah.
Yep.
Genesis, no. They put it in that nice packaging.
You have a hard plastic box.
I'm gonna keep that.
Why would you? Yeah. Anyway, I agree. Okay. So graded. There are not a lot of versions of this game that have been sold graded. Okay, and it is not a cheap game either. So I was only able to find one graded copy of this game that had sold. There's one up for sale right now. I think I could go probably look and see what it's at. But a 9.8 A++ WADA graded Genesis copy of this game in January of last year sold for $38,400. Now that's about as good a grade as you're ever going to get.
Yes.
Okay. Now I don't know. They don't do population reports on Genesis games yet, so I don't know how many of these exist. I just know that not a lot of them have been sold. And what you find in collecting and in graded collecting, and you're dealing with, I'm going to wager to say less sophisticated collectors who identify more with bigger intellectual properties. So in comic collecting, what do people collect? They collect the Spider-Mans and Supermans of the world. The other stuff exists,
Yes.
but it does not have the base feverish following of those things.
Yes.
Michael Jackson is one of those things that transcends Mario, Zelda,
And that's
why these games are.
And I kind of understand that price. Looking at it initially, I was like, oof, that's kind of hefty. But then you think about the lore of, well, there's people that just collect Michael Jackson stuff or like
Correct.
Star Wars things. I mean, there's people that just collect
Whenever-
whatever. So, I mean, if it's a poster, if it's a toy, if it's a this, they're going to collect the video game stuff of it too. And that's why it comes as a high premium.
Whenever it transcends one collectible market to another,
Yep.
you always have more competition, and in
Absolutely.
turn, price goes up. Legos into video games. Castlevania, it transcends into those properties that like people collect Spider-Man video games because they love Spider-Man. They don't give a shit.
Nope, they got the comics, they got everything.
We
That's
went to
how
a
it is.
Comic-Con and sold video games, and what do you think I brought? I brought all the Spider-Man and Justice League and all that stuff. I was like,
Yep.
These are the things that they already have the comics. They're not here for the comics.
Nope.
I don't go to a video game convention to buy Super Mario Brothers 3. You know what I mean? I've got Super Mario Brothers 3.
I go to a convention with all of my Super Mario Bros. 3s, and I go, how are you guys doing on your typical stuff that you sell?
Yeah.
Because that's when you sell them, and I maximize on my...
That you are, man, you're
I'm a smart
savvy
guy.
bitch.
Yeah.
Golly.
Super Mario World and SMB 3s are great trade at cons.
Oh, always.
Just say, hey, how are you guys doing? Do you need more?
But that speaks to exactly the point I was just making in that those properties, there'll always be a market.
Yep.
And that's kind of the problem when we talked about like that Zelda game, right? That Zelda game forever was a $5, $10, $15 game. That was 20. And now it's like 30. And then nice copies are 50 and more. And it's like, but people want that. That's what they want. People don't want Mag Max. Okay. No. They don't. Like, that's why Mag Max, I can't imagine Mag Max is super easy to find or super rare. It's got to be harder to find than Super Mario Bros. 3, but it's probably a $6 game instead of a $15 to $20 game.
Yes.
The end. Because nobody wants it.
Exactly.
No offense. Anyway.
That actually kind of, the discussion as far as the Michael Jackson piece goes, that price does seem hefty, but that actually kind of surprises me. It doesn't seem, from a water graded piece,
comparatively,
$38,000
as nice as you can find
Michael Jackson game.
I will give you one reason.
That seems low to me.
I'm going to give you one reason why it's that low.
Is it because of the stigma at the end of his life?
Nope. It has nothing to do with that. It's a Sega Genesis game.
Yep.
It is not an NES game. It is not in a cardboard box.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for NES.
It would be 10 times that much.
Really?
A 9.8 A++ Michael Jackson's Moonwalker would probably sell for 6 figures minimum. I mean, 3 to 5 times that. It probably. I'd say.
I agree.
I got Mag Max sealed. There's a ton of dead stock. Send me one. It should stay sealed too. Never open it.
Should stay sealed.
There's enough.
Garbage
There's
bag.
enough open one. No, I don't want to rip on John's childhood. He loved that game. Okay,
That's kind of cool. I use a cassette tape deck storage drawer for my loose Famicom and my Sega Master System.
You know what I put in my cassette tape deck storage drawers?
Cassette tape.
That is correct. Too many of them, by the way.
That's a cool idea, but that's a good idea.
No, it is a great
Never even
idea.
thought about
It's a
that.
great idea. All right, and then 2 other copies of this game sold, graded both for the Master System, both U.S. copies. 9.4 A+ sold in July of last year for $10,800, which seemed like a good deal at the time. But 3 months later, a 9.6 A++, better on both ends, sold for $6,900, which means that doesn't really fucking mean anything, honestly, because the graded game market and the pricing around it, it's the wild, wild west.
That means we should have a sound drop, is what that means.
This is what I think about it. You suck. Okay,
Yes.
but the problem is, okay, like, how do I put this? It doesn't matter what somebody else paid for something in the graded games market. It makes no difference. There's no trend to it. Okay. So this looks bad. If you own the 9.4 A+ and you paid almost $11,000 for it, and then 3 months later, 3.5 months later, somebody paid 70% of what you paid for something that was better on both ends, that sounds bad. Okay. But it might not be.
There might have been 10 people bidding on the one in July,
that's what I mean.
and there was 2 people bidding on the one in October.
Yep, I completely agree. And you just never know. So it's like you can't, there's no transitive property as it relates to pricing in graded games. People try to use it, but it's like you got to find the right guy to buy it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So anyway, Napa Valley racks are good for some loose Genesis games. It fits them perfectly. I would agree with that, except I have 2 of them and they're both full of tapes. And that is a true story. So
I'm ready to talk about the speed running of this game.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty simple, and a member in the chat, Sandbag X, for the any percent, I said percent very strange, but any percent easy, the difficulty of easy, Sandbag X is the world record holder with a time of 18 minutes and 22 seconds.
Nice.
Hey.
Yes.
Who holds the normal any percent record?
Well, that's interesting that you would bring that up because it is Sandbag X, and he has that record with a 19-minute score and 51 seconds.
Nice.
There's also a difficulty of hard.
So let me ask this.
Yes.
So you said Sandbag X.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Yes.
Thanks for showing up, Sandbag X. He holds the speed running record for both easy and normal. This is on a regular console buy. This is not emulation, which he
Yes.
made a point of talking about earlier. I did see.
Correct.
So, and he says, I have a YouTube link up. Okay. Well, let's put that up and make sure that gets played on a console, not an emulator.
Yes.
Which
Original
is something
hardware.
I don't agree with.
I'm original hardware till the day I die.
It's fine. I'm kidding. I don't have a problem with emulators. But if I was going to speedrun a game, it would be on an actual deck.
Correct.
There's an 90% hard. Who holds that record?
It is Sandbag X. Astonishingly, easy, normal, and hard is all held by Sandbag X. On hard, 21 minutes and 12 seconds. All of this info does come from speedrun.com. Sandbag X, I also did check out his profile. He has tons of other world records on lots of fantastic games. I've watched a lot of his videos. You should check out the videos of the speedrun on this. Typically, it looks like you're gonna want to abuse that. I think it's called like a spin glitch is what it's referred to. Just kind of holding down that A button and kind of wiping out the enemies as fast as you can. The movements look like it's very fluid, like he was stating earlier. Stairs are going to be issues, things like that. But overall, and I think what he had said too when he posted his world record run is that his time can obviously be beat. It is somewhat optimized, but there's still lots to be found. Not a lot of people are running this game.
No, I would say it's one of the things I noticed is there is not a lot of participation in this game.
And when I first looked into it, I'm like, maybe I'll try to get a time on there and see what I can do. And I just didn't, really get to.
So normally when I look at a speed run,
yes,
I look at the top and look at the bottom and the disparity between like the top five.
Yep.
There's a huge disparity. There's minutes of time between first
other runners
and fifth.
Yep.
And that tells me that there aren't a lot of people doing it and doing it efficiently.
Not yet.
It's not like Super Metroid or something.
No, or Contra.
Or anything that's been vetted out. Super Mario Bros., whatever it is.
Exactly. So it is one of those things where I think more can be found over time with obviously more exposure and more people running it. You're always going to find new loopholes and glitches and other things that happen, but new strats, absolutely, yes.
New six strats.
New six strats. But I mean, as it stands, that run on easy, everyone should go check that out. It is a really fun run to watch. Really clean. I think there was a couple of tiny little things, but that's the nitpicking in like speedrunning is like, I didn't hit that stair fast enough.
But that could be the difference between fame and nothing.
Yes, I mean
that's the point of speedrunning.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
You executed these 3 frame perfect things in a row that nobody else has ever done, and now you are the champion, and no one can beat it.
That's the sick nature of us.
Until we come up with a new six strat.
We will play a game
50,000 times.
50,000 times to save a second.
Yep.
A millisecond.
Well, and there you go. The stairs cost me at least 1 second.
Yeah, but seconds are so vital. I mean, like
it's down to milliseconds now when they do these runs.
He's got an 1822.
Yeah.
But you know it'd be cooler than 1822?
1758.
An 181X.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Under 1820.
180X.
Well, then it's going to be, who can get a sub 18?
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Can anybody do it? But who can chop 22 seconds off this game to get, and that's how speedrunning goes. It's
I'll do is I'm gonna submit it, but I'm gonna fast forward a little and I don't think you'll notice. Like I'll make a videotape of it, and then at some point I'll just it'll see go like really fast, and the music will speed up. But I don't think anybody's gonna notice that.
How about we just post his YouTube link? Say it. We'll post it for our.
There's moderators that would just laugh at the submission, and it wouldn't work.
Look, I know what goes on in Twin Galaxies. Okay, depending on who's reviewing that tape, it might get through.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
What if I wore like a cool ass American tie and made my own hot sauce?
I mean, you're wearing a Buck shirt for me that we didn't talk about at all. Before the podcast start, you just tossed on a Milwaukee Bucks champion t-shirt for me. Then you gave me a NBA Jam championship Bucks t-shirt.
Yeah.
So yes, whatever you want to do in this world, I'm just gonna let you have it. I'll agree. You can cheat. I'm for it. Yes. I'm super appreciative of that. Very nice.
That shirt is tits, by the way.
It is super cool,
dude.
yeah.
I was like, I don't really want to give this one away, but I have to.
I'm actually, I will be driving to Detroit on Saturday.
Yes.
There is a gentleman named Quality Claim Sale.
Yep, he was in the chat earlier.
He was in the chat earlier. He's been claiming that he can beat me in NBA Jam for a long time.
You're going to wear that shirt and you're going to smoke him.
I will
That sounds like a Twitch stream.
He does have a plaque or a poster, some sort of form recognition of he was like the Toys R Us or Blockbuster NBA Jam champion for one of their things. So
Dude, that better be a Twitch stream on Saturday.
I don't know if we can do that, but
Just do it on your phone. I don't even care. I got no respect lost.
That guy
for you on
has
that
awful 3-point shooting. It's true. It's true in real life too. That stat bar is indicative of performance.
Yes.
He's good at a lot of stuff. 3-point shooting, not one of them. Also, yeah, I want to recognize what Sandbag X said, in that overall Edward has the normal and hard world records, despite it being on an emulator. I want to make sure that is said.
Sure, yes.
But when I do look at these things,
We're talking on console.
I always look off of original hardware. What I look at,
and not to say that you can't get a world record or anything like that
No.
on an emulator, and I'm not saying that either. If we're just basing it off of original hardware, yes. Now, like he said, Edward does have the normal and hard records, but
but Edward's not on the show.
not yet. Not yet.
But who's in the chat? So that's all that matters.
Sandbag's number one.
We
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
we appreciate you showing up, man. We really do. All right, so that's it, man.
Sweet.
I want to say thank
This
you.
is like the shortest episode we've done with a guest.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
not even midnight.
2 hours and 39 minutes, just a shade under a decade. All right.
I like to keep it short and sweet. You know, I mean, what's there to talk about? Let's just get to the.
It's Michael Jackson.
Let's get to
man.
the nitty gritty.
He made
man.
Thriller.
Yeah, he made Thriller.
He made Thriller. So, thank you for coming.
Yes.
And thank you for driving all the way.
Yeah,
And I
no.
really look forward to hanging out and whatever we wind up doing tomorrow. I don't give a shit. And tonight.
Yeah.
And check out too, and so everybody knows in the chat. Make sure you're on Instagram and Facebook tomorrow, because you're probably going to see a lot of posts from us, barring the weather.
Yes.
From all three of us, as far as our what is that? That was weird.
Yeah.
So
know.
barring our weather, we're supposed to get a bunch of snow tonight, but we're going to be out and about tomorrow, hitting some sushi and
Who
video
knows what,
games
man.
and all kinds of fun stuff. So.
Whatever Matteo wants to get into.
Valdor the
Hey,
Great says he's-
Sandbag posted the link on in the
Perfect.
chat. We'll throw it on. We'll throw it up too, just so it's up there. We can throw
Valdor
it
the
up.
Great says he's playing Battletoads, and I need something to help with the pain.
Play something else.
No, beat that game.
Yeah.
That's a
Whatever
fun one to
we're
beat.
drinking right now, Blushing Monk might help.
Yep.
Actually,
Sandbag.
That might hurt.
big monstrosity.
Send me
might
a
help.
whisper about the game collections, says Sandbag. That
Yeah.
there's some games he's looking for. Yeah, we can definitely do that. But we have a number of friends. Not only do we have good collections ourselves, but we have a number of friends who have and run stores that might be able to help out too. So depending on what you're looking for, we can do that.
What the kids say, we got the plug.
Yeah, we get the plug.
We got the plug,
I'm useless unless you want really expensive stuff that's in Mike's collection for really cheap.
which is the best way to go.
Yes.
Thanks for that first print Zelda, by the way.
No problem, man.
Thank you.
I
I
got
really
you.
appreciate that.
Oh, you leave me hanging. Oh, there we go.
I look to the side.
No,
I
you're good.
keep I'm in the middle of someone said two dads earlier, and it's like,
That's kind of where you're at, yeah.
yeah, it's been,
Man, there was a show called My Two Dads. You should check it out.
You shouldn't.
no,
You should.
maybe I will.
It's from like the early 90s.
I'm not going to watch it.
No, I figured you wouldn't. It's
I'd,
bad.
I'd rather watch the new Bel Air.
It's
before
got
that.
Paul Reiser in it, so you shouldn't watch it.
Oh, yeah, he is in it, isn't it?
Yes,
I don't know who Paul Reiser is.
exactly.
Isn't
Keep it that way.
Isn't the girl in that the one that got shot by
hope
like the super fan guy that
I hope
went to
so.
went to her house and shot her? I think so.
Selena?
No, there was an actress that it happened.
George
to.
Harrison?
Now I gotta look it up.
I'm curious since it's on the sheet, and I'm
Okay.
just going to ask.
Well,
I'm gonna,
Jay
I'm
has
gonna
to wrap us up, but he's not getting there.
I'm looking at-
well, it was a part of the wrap up. I just want to ask the question of what is the next game and guest. I'm very curious. Do you guys know this already?
So there will not be a featured guest on the next episode.
Okay.
And I think what we're going to do, and I got to kind of clear this with everybody, what we're going to do is kind of an amalgam of discussion around bad games. And part of that discussion will also revolve around a bad game that actually isn't as bad as you remember, or it has been portrayed potentially in the media. Okay. And kind of a discussion around that. And my hope is that we can get Robbie and John and Tyler and even you or whoever wants to be involved is like almost like a round table. I don't want to get too many people involved but I want to kind of figure out how we're going to construct it. So in 2 weeks, we're going to get together with no true guest and no true agenda as it relates to games. But I feel like it's going to revolve around a discussion of bad games and then games that have been perceived as being bad, but in turn actually are pretty good once you truly understand them. Maybe you have to read the manual.
Like A Nightmare on Elm Street, that wonderful game I brought up for you guys to review.
That was actually a pretty good game.
Oh, and it was an LJN game. You know, that thing that you guys had never done before I brought it up. I'm just killing it out here. Bringing the first Sega game. I'm really just doing it out here.
After our namesake, the LJN game.
Yes, exactly. That's why I said, hey, you guys probably should check this out.
Damn
It's
you.
kind of good, and it's an LJN game.
Damn you, Ron Burgundy. I hate you, but goddamn do I respect you.
Whammy.
So anyway, with that, yeah, Jay, why don't you? Other than that, we've already kind of talked about what we're going to talk about next.
Yep.
So Jay, take us home, buddy.
We are Linktree. We got the Linktree now.
Yep.
So it's linkter.ee.
That's how old people say it, Jay.
I had to. //
Go to linkter.ee / I can't read this. I need my progressive lenses to read this.
Security. All right. Social media. Lost Joystick on Instagram and Twitter.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the link tree? You never finished the job, Jay.
Oh, that's a link for everything. So the social media. So Instagram.
No, the
Twitter,
actual
Facebook.
URL. You
Yeah, I
stopped.
did. / Lost Joystick.
You never said that part.
Yes, I did.
He said it.
Nope.
I watched him do it.
You were too busy interrupting me.
Yep.
See, John,
Yep,
that's
there
what he
it
does.
is. There
That's
it
what he
is.
does, John.
Yep.
Jay, why don't you tell the people who are listening to us now where they can find us?
Okay. So social media, Lost Joystick on Instagram and Twitter, Lost Joystick Network on Facebook and Twitch, and we have a Linktree. Linktree / Lost Joystick.
Is that Linktree or linkter.ee?
Linkter.ee.
Okay, cool.
And then our email, of course, is info@lostjoysticknetwork.com.
There was one thing I want to throw just also that we didn't touch on, a possible giveaway that I think you were looking at possibly giving something away, and I would possibly give something away. And I'm just going to do it on the fly right now. If anyone wants to DM any of us, and my nickname is Boogerman, if anyone just wants to DM us and say that on... I'm just really just blowing it here, but this is what I'm going for. If you guys do that in a little bit here, once I think the podcast is posted and we give people an opportunity to kind of
that's like a week.
Whatever. Once people have an opportunity to look and say Boogerman to someone, you'll be entered into a giveaway. I believe Mike has something to give away, but I will just whoever wins, I will give you a mystery box of something.
Okay, so that's pretty vague.
What do you mean?
You said send Boogerman to something.
Oh, I mean, like to one of, I mean, I guess the
One of our
keyword,
Instagram
like
profiles?
if you want to be entered,
So you have to listen to this point in the show and know the word Boogerman. If they send it to me or you or Jay, everybody gets into a drawing, and then we will do a random drawing for the winner.
I'm doing this on the fly, man.
No, I'm cool. I just want to make sure that we clearly depict how this works.
So should we have them send it to our email?
Nobody sends emails.
Or we could do it any other way. I said something about a giveaway, and I just wanted it to be at the end somehow, some way.
It's good. So I think the rules are you can send a DM to me.
Or just even hit someone up and say, like, I listened.
When you say someone, it has to be one of the three people sitting here is what I'm
Yes,
getting. You have to let me articulate that.
So stick to our Instagram because I don't think
I'm going to
any
go
of us
home and
use-
tell Amy, hey, Boogerman, and she's going to go,
right.
you're sleeping on the couch tonight, weirdo.
If you would like to DM me, Mattio, Mattio 1989 on Instagram and say the word Boogerman to me, you will be entered into a giveaway where you can win something random that I will likely choose.
Apparently, Mike already registered to
That's
win.
fine.
You get extra points if you go first?
You can be entered in your own
I don't want to
giveaway.
win this.
You're not going to win it. I'm taking you out right away.
Good.
I just want to give... I want people to listen and watch you guys, and if I can give something away for people to do that, then hopefully that's a little caveat for people to chime in. So I think maybe I'll post more about it for people to listen in and they can kind of hear about this. But I just on the fly thought, hey, let me think of something to give away, and I just thought about it right now. So that's why I just tossed it out randomly without
find
asking. And this is no, I can give away just a bunch of crap. I got random stuff, and
I'll find some random stuff. I'll
Yeah.
throw in. I'm throwing in.
I want to say, obviously, we have stuff. There's a copy of Hades sitting right here, of which
Yeah.
now I have 3 copies of. I just got another one.
someone needs a
So
copy of
I'm
that.
going to be
Hades.
giving that. That'll be
Sealed.
part of what we give away. It's sealed
Still
Hades.
sealed.
Yeah.
But I want to say this, and I want to
Get
make
it
sure
for me
I
for $4.
I want to make sure I get this out. And whoever's like touching a mic and he keeps buzzing, I think it might be you. Something's
me?
buzzing. Yeah, I think it is. Like when you, it's fine. You are a huge proponent of the show.
Yes.
And you have been super active in promoting us and letting people know that we exist. and putting the word out. And I cannot say thank you enough. I'm sure Jay would echo my sentiment here, and that we,
Up top, bro.
Yep, we appreciate everything that you do for us. I appreciate you driving here, and I'm very much looking forward to spending the day and hanging out with you tomorrow. Jay, I'm sure, again, I don't mean to speak for you, but
for real, dude.
yeah, I just, we can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for us, and really appreciate you coming out.
Let's party.
So with that, I think
You got to do one more for me first before you kick that in. We didn't use it the whole episode. We've got to use it.
I don't know. Hold on.
You know what it is.
I don't know
Just
if
once.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. There it is. Thank you, Mike.
Go out there, have fun, be safe, and be excellent to each other.
Everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging out tonight. I know we've only got a couple people left.
Valdor the Great says, good show. Thank you
Dude, awesome.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Now, Mattio's going to speed run Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
I think the real question is, were you ready for that?
No.
Nobody is, and we're not doing that. So
No.
we did you watch the end of the last stream?
No.
So the end of last stream, after the stream, both myself and Matty Ice beat Tyson back to back.
They did. It was pretty cool.
Live on stream.
I did. So I've been lately listening early, and then I want the episode in my car to be new.
You want to hear it?
I wanna hear
agree.
it. So-
That's me too. I'm the same
So
way.
I've been in early, and then I kind of
Thank you everybody for listening, by the way.
Yes.
We see you all talking, and we
thanks
appreciate
everyone
it.
for
BL
stopping by.
85 Gamer, obviously John. Thank you for being on.
Yeah.
MFN Tech Box. What is that? Is that motherfucking Tech Box? I want to know what that is.
That's my guy.
That's your guy. I don't know who that is.
That's
but
my guy.
Awesome.
That's a
Just
Kid Rock lover.
bow to dang to dang.
He been bowing
He
with
eats
the
grit
bow.
sandwiches for breakfast.
We're gonna go find Kid Rock tomorrow.
We're on the
Beat
hunt
his
for Kid
ass.
Rock.
We're like a half hour. We're like a half hour away from where he lives.
I'm gonna take his spot and go on tour and be much better.
Dude,
than
how
he is.
funny would it be if we made you his body double and nobody knew it? And then you're I got 2 new guys I need for the act. They do this podcast called The Laws Joystick Network. That shit is dope, son.
It's bow
And
with a
then,
bah.
and then we all up jump with the boogie.
You guys would get canceled.
Yeah, probably rightfully so, but that's neither here nor there. So to be honest, what we do already is kind of like being canceled. So it's not, I mean,
You guys had 91 people watching at one time.
dude, we had, that was
when
terrifying.
we had the
but
one.
still though,
Yeah, Kyle comes in and
I'm going to say what I was trying to get your attention earlier was the first hour or so, we had almost 30 people in here. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So, and it was because you.
yeah, a lot of it was you.
It's
You
those
guys
glasses.
are
We get
10
like
followers
15.
away from possibly being affiliated.
Be
Getting
affiliated.
emotes. Yeah,
I know.
so
We can get emails.
if you guys are watching and you're not following, please make sure you follow.
I don't know what I should check this stuff, huh?
Let's
A little-
get these guys affiliated.
Who watches the watchers? I got some achievements I got to
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know more about Twitch than I do. I'm going to
A
lean
little
on you
bit.
about that. But this one's actually going to get stored on the Twitch server so people can watch it later.
Hey.
I did
Nice.
that. I did it.
Oh. Yeah, we
Thanks
haven't done
to
that with any of the episodes
was
yet.
that Tiger Wolf that told us to do that? I think it was.
That was.
Yeah, I think it
Or
was.
Tape Flipper. No, it
that
was.
was me.
It was probably you too.
It was me.
You take credit for everything, but you should.
No, I said, "Where's the VODs at?" And then you said,
know.
"Oh, there's a setting." And yeah,
But the guy had already never mind. There's a whole other conversation that had happened.
Someone else already did the same thing. That
Mike
I
does
had.
99% of the work for the show. I just come on and talk shit. So
You did a great job.
He's the master shit
I
talker.
talk shit and sell his stuff for nothing.
It's
For pennies on the
It's an
dollar.
accurate depiction of how things happen around here. But
Hey, I'm trying to help out though. I'm trying to get us
hey, man,
an
you know what?
engineer.
I thought, how did our viewers just go up from 9 to 14? By the way,
Big deal.
Hey,
Are we
everybody-
gonna raid someone?
Everybody popped in. I don't know how that works.
Let's raid someone.
I don't know who I would raid. Kyle. Let's go raid Kyle.
I don't know if he was streaming.
Let's see if he's on. How do I do that?
Go raid. I don't know who's on right
How do
now.
I do it?
Yeah, that Kyle guy pops in and raids us, and that's where we get up to like 100 people because he brings
know how
like
to do
70
that.
people
I
with
can
him.
just go to Twitch and do it, right?
No, you can do it from. Go back. You're on Twitch already.
Yeah, I know, but that's just the stream manager.
But you can do it from here. You can type it in, but then you have to know what channel. How do you? I don't. Yours is different than mine.
Well, that's fine. What I want to see is if he's live. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, that's probably because you're using what's the
dashboard.
software where
But no, this is the web interface for Twitch. What you're looking at.
Oh, okay.
No, it's from there. You can do it.
I'm sure you can, but I'm trying to see if he's live.
That's the I just unlocked that comp for it.
Usually, if people raid, they wouldn't be live anymore.
Yeah, he's got like 8,500 followers.
Nice.
So good dude.
What does he do?
He plays games and he knows people. That's pretty much it. But no, he's not on. So all right.
Yeah, he gets like a ton of people
Well,
like
just
jump
enter.
into us for like a
I'll
minute.
show you how to do it later.
Yeah, we'll do it another time. Yes, I guess I could have just done this, huh?
It's kind of like what do I call it? It's like Twitch courtesy. It's kind of like our party has ended. Let's continue the party to someone else.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Once you end any stream, it's kind of like, why end it here? Let me try to go, and then they give you a shout out, and other people can kind of
Let's
like
just go find some random ass
everyone
people.
kind of grows
I have
together.
a lot
you
to
know?
learn from you.
Everyone grows together.
Maybe
right?
Sandbag's streaming. Let's add him.
Yeah.
I can't tell. How do I know?
He's not. Those are all his world records.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is.
He's way better than me at video games.
Me too. I suck. I don't even know how I play him.
I couldn't even beat Moonwalker.
It's hard.
I know it's hard.
The first time I beat it was in front of a group of people and they were cheering. Or no, second time.
That's awesome.
Second time I beat it. Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to figure out how I was good at games when I was a kid.
You're still
like
good.
I played. Mike and I were talking about it. I went through and decided to beat. What was it? Oh, it was Super Metroid. Dude, I remember playing that shit with nothing. I had a Nintendo Power.
Yeah, I need to do it too.
My hip out.
I had a Nintendo Power and I rocked that.
That's how we beat.
And now I got it with my phone next to me playing a walkthrough with a computer open with a fucking map, and it still took me like fucking 12 hours to beat it. I beat that bitch in like 4 hours when I was like 12.
When quarantine started, I was like, I'm gonna beat Super Metroid. I'd never beaten it before. I just played it and I was like, all right. And that's when I got out the fucking maps and I got all the shit. And I'm like, I'm not fucking gonna pretend like I'm gonna beat this game without knowing what the hell's going on. Screw Facebook. I'm here to hype.
Yeah,
the
we didn't
homies on
have the
Twitch.
Facebook chat up.
No, we didn't. And it's
I pulled it up at one point.
actually
there wasn't
right
really anybody
here.
talking though.
Yeah.
I didn't hop on
Oh,
until.
Amy said snow day. They have a snow day. Oh, I wonder how snowy it is out there. Is it supposed to start
like
3
it's
hours
snowing
ago?
at all.
I'll look.
No, I don't think it's supposed to start until like.
She said 9, but apparently that's not the case. Nothing really. Dust.
Are we ending her?
Yep, we're out of here. Thank
All
you,
right, guys.
everybody.
Thanks for coming on. We'll be back in a couple weeks, homie.